What's happening, beautiful people? Welcome back to another live stream right here on Cassius Morris Official. Real quick, if you guys have been liking the streams, make sure to smash that like and subscribe. We're on the road to 100,000 subscribers and a YouTube plaque. I don't even know where they're going to mail my plaque. I don't even really have a residential address at this point. I'm just living on the road, but they're going to have to mail it somewhere. So huge shout out to everybody out there making this possible, showing support. We have a bunch of cool clips today to look at and some interesting stories. Why don't we just hop right into it? Late night vibes. I'm feeling kind of chill tonight. 2 a.m. stream. I check out of this place tomorrow, go to a new spot, and we're going to keep it rolling with some IRL stuff and interviews leading into next week. So I can't wait to bring you guys that. So today our top story, as you can see, is 50 Cent speaking out on why he decided to avoid politics, getting a little bit of inspiration from Nicki Minaj and Kanye West. We're going to play and break down 50's comments as we speak. Also, we're going to take a look at Nicki getting herself into even more trouble with ICE and the political situation since she tried to pivot over to MAGA. We have some clips of Travis Scott, A$AP Rocky, all types of cool stuff coming up tonight. So let's play this first clip. I'm interested to hear what 50 has to say. So I guess 50 was doing some sort of event, red carpet thing, and the topic shifted over to politics, and 50 wanted to clue us in as to why he avoids these topics in his work. Let's take a listen.
There's two things they tell you to stay away from. They tell you to stay away from religion and stay away from politics, because no matter what you think, someone passionately disagrees with you. All right, and I stay away from those things. That's how Kanye fucked up. You know, and Nicki said some shit. You know, it feels crazy, but it is very accurate. The Black is about a transformation. It's about it's an amazing project. I think when people get a chance to really look at it, and it's important for me not to make it about religion, to make it about entertainment. Immediately, the subtext is strong. It's there. You know what I mean? So I think I wanted to market and promote this project as a project that everybody needs to just see and let them just have the information instead of trying to force it down there.
What is the movie, by the way? I got to look up what this movie is in a second.
Does
anybody know in the chat?
They tell you to stay away from it. They tell you to stay away from religion and stay away from politics, because no matter what you think, someone passionately disagrees with you. All right, and I stay away from those things. That's how Kanye fucked up. You know?
The deadpan delivery is just too good.
Nicki says some shit. You know, it feels crazy, but it is very accurate. You know what I mean? And for you to understand, like for me, I want to thank Simeon Faith. I want to thank Nicholas.
So he just kind of rambles on about the movie after that. Let's find out what the movie is, by the way. 50 Cent new movie. I guess it's like somehow about religion? Moses the Black. A crime drama 50 Cent is producing starring Omar Epps, Wiz Khalifa, and Quavo. What? What's the movie about? Hang on a second. Moses the Black. It says, released from prison, a feared Chicago gang leader returns home to avenge the murder of his closest friend. As rival gangs and corrupt cops close in, he must confront a past that refuses to let go. Interesting. I hadn't even heard about this movie. Let's watch the trailer before we break down 50's comments. Wiz Khalifa's acting now? Bro, I used to be such a big Wiz Khalifa fan when I was a teenager. I was Taylor Gang all the way. Were you guys Taylor Gang in high school? Bro, I was like TGOD till I die type of shit.
He who lives by the sword.
Let's see if it looks like it's any good.
Shall die by the sword.
Ever since we was kids, you always wanted to mete out justice. How you gonna mete out justice while we out here doing what we do?
Well, you're free now. The whole world is yours. What's stopping you from getting out?
My fate is my fate. It's my fault, son. I failed you.
You ain't failed me.
Got nothing to do with you.
A righteous man with integrity is hated and persecuted, but a criminal with integrity is an apocalypse.
He got away again!
destined for
Oh
God
shit, bro!
to
Why are they showing this violent stuff in the trailer though? They're gonna get me taken off YouTube.
whack
This is
you
crazy.
after all.
It's war
I don't
now.
condone this, YouTube.
I'm ready. The saint who was once a gang member.
I say Moses the Black. He is a great saint.
He murdered a lot of people, man.
He was a soldier. Soldiers go to war with the objective for kill, not murder.
I don't really understand the story so far.
I shall die by the sword.
So you've been reading the Bible.
The divine vengeance must be in our faith. He was a gangster. Oh yeah, the most feared gangster in the land of Egypt at that time. How'd he become a saint? He had a change of heart. What did you pray for, Nana?
To die before you do, son.
We know who they are. Let God will be done.
Bro, I've known you my entire life.
You're different. The guy's starting to mumble.
What do you guys think? Is it gonna be trash or is it gonna be a good movie?
Don't fuck with me about your sin!
What's up with Malik?
What you mean, what's up, Malik?
Man, bro seemed like he's switching up on us.
Any day that guy is above
I
the
hope
ground.
Wiz does a good performance, by the way, and it's not like him and Quavo. I hope it's not like two rappers in a movie. I hate when they put rappers in a movie or like a singer and it's just like they're playing themselves. They can't even act.
It's a bad day for us.
We just need to get rid of this motherfucker, man. You get me out this shit, and I'll take care of that.
You found me off my square. Do what you need to do.
You better not screw this up.
The trailer's too long though.
What's the secret?
Go and sit in your cell, and your cell will teach you everything.
I don't know about this one, chat. To be honest, I don't know about this
You
one.
choose a battle, tough guy. Choose the right one.
I mean, it looks pretty mid. I think there's potential for it to be good because 50's involved. I mean, to be fair, 50's projects are usually pretty solid. Power was good. Get Rich or Die Trying, from what I understand, was good. I never saw the whole movie yet. But yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, religious undertones to the film, and that's what sparked 50 to make his initial comments.
There's two things they tell you to stay away from. They tell you to stay away from religion and stay away from politics, because no matter what you think, someone passionately disagrees with you. All right, and I'll stay away from those things. That's how Kanye fucked up. You know? And Nicki said some shit. You know, it feels crazy, but it is very accurate. It's the black.
Yeah, I feel like 50's pretty dead on here. Here's the thing for me when it comes to entertainers. I feel like in the era that we're in today, since it's so supercharged, it is very much called for people to give their opinions. But when you're a celebrity, it's different. So I feel like when you're a celebrity, you just need to remain consistent on your approach. It's kind of like social media. Social media is something that when used properly can be really good for your brand. But if you don't know how to use it, it's best to just stay away from it. So you see celebrities do that. They'll either go all in on social media or they'll be like Elon Musk and they just don't have an account at all. That's exactly how I think celebrities should handle politics. So 50 at least is consistent. He's never been political, and he makes a pretty good point. Like, no matter how you feel, somebody's going to passionately disagree with you. My thing is, I'm cool with people passionately disagreeing with me, but like, I'm not going to dip my toe in and then take it out. And that's exactly what Nicki did. We saw Nicki literally like try to bob her head up from under the water and be like, I'm MAGA, and then go back down. And she thought everything would be cool. And it didn't really work out for her. So you just got to remain consistent. But yeah, I like 50's approach because honestly, bro, the last person I really want to hear about politics from is 50 Cent. And most rappers, to be completely honest. It's not really called for. But chat, what do you guys think? I feel like 50's pretty dead on. Very smart businessman, by the way. Like, at the end of the day, he's not the one who's going to get caught up. The only area that I think he's wrong is with Kanye, because I don't think Kanye really got messed up by being political. I think he got more messed up with the HH stuff and the Nazi stuff. I think that was more of where he got in trouble. But Nicki Minaj is a different story. So let's look at Nicki Minaj and the political fallout that's happened with her since this whole Trump stuff. And this has been an absolute disaster for her career. Again, like we talked about this on one of the past streams before, I think Nicki anticipated that this was going to be good for her career. I figured that she thought that she could have some sort of career resurgence, and like try to win people over, maybe a new audience. And while she did really appeal to like the super hardcore MAGA base, which you're going to appeal to if you support them, there's literally anybody. It doesn't matter who it is. Anybody who supports Trump, like super hardcore, the MAGA base is going to love them. It literally doesn't matter what they do or what their background is. So that's going to work. But I think she figured it would be like a career resurgence for her in general. And this has completely failed. I'm seeing in the chat. Okay. So somebody in the chat's trying to say it did work out for Nicki. 12,000 followers who unfollowed her. She gained 55,000 new followers. Okay, interesting. But I still feel like popular consensus is that it didn't work. I mean, she got 55,000 new followers, but there's over 100,000 votes on a petition for her to be deported from the country. That's where this story comes in. So Nicki's spiral sort of continues, and this is the stuff that she started posting on social media. Actually, I think she's been caught for posting things on social media that are kind of contradicting what she's supporting now. So this new post that's coming up after she's tried to appear on stage at TPUSA, after she's called for Don Lemon to be jailed for the ICE protests in Minnesota. This post is now surfacing where Nicki Minaj put on Facebook a message that says, "I came to this country as an illegal immigrant at 5 years old." No way. "I can't imagine the horror of being in a strange place and having my parents stripped away from me at the age of 5. This is so scary to me. Please stop this. Can you try to imagine the terror and panic these kids feel right now?" That's so crazy. So she totally just did a 180 on that one. But isn't that ironic though? She's an illegal immigrant. That's actually insane. She's an illegal immigrant trying to support ICE. Isn't it funny, by the way, that like most of the ICE, I mean, maybe not funny. Funny might be the wrong word. Isn't it ironic that most of the ICE officers are like Hispanic and black too? It's like all minorities just deporting each other. But yeah, I feel like for Nicki, like 50 has a point that Nicki kind of fucked up. For Ye, though, I feel like he didn't really mess up with the political stuff because Ye was just ahead of the curve, bro. Ye is always ahead of the curve. He was the first celebrity to come out and be like, "I'm super hardcore MAGA." Maybe it tanked him a little bit at the time, but nothing compared to the Nazi stuff. And it just goes to show he was ahead of his time. A couple of years later, all these celebrities come out. Now they love MAGA. You know, we looked at in 2024, every celebrity decided they love MAGA like overnight, and they were just trying to be cool. I'm seeing in the chat she's not illegal. She literally just said she's illegal. These are her words, not mine. She says, "I came to this country as an illegal immigrant at 5 years old." That's a direct quote from Nicki. So if she's not an illegal, then maybe I'm reading it wrong. But yeah, so 50's got a point. Nicki fucked up. Ye not so much. And Ye did more damage with the HH stuff. But again, isn't it weird though that he was kind of ahead of his time? Because now all these influencers want to be anti-Semitic now. Super weird. I'm not saying it's correct, by the way, but it's just anything Ye is doing 2 years ago, everybody's doing now. It's like we're still hearing about this song. We're still hearing about all this stuff years later. It just goes to show he's ahead of the curve to a degree, even when he's wrong. I think bro just lives in the future, to be completely honest with you. So yeah, the movie, though, doesn't look that good. I will probably watch the movie that 50's making. I kind of have, like, I'm holding on to some faith that it might be good because 50 is a good producer. But there's no way to really actually tell. So let me know what you guys think down below in the chat if you're going to watch the movie or not. Let's look at Ye. It's funny. When you look at some of the Ye stuff, by the way, it's like, it's not really as offensive now as it was supposed to be before. Like, remember when Ye did, literally all he said was, "If I would have voted for somebody, I would have voted for Trump." And that was deemed offensive. This was 10 years ago now. This was deemed offensive.
I said something that was kind of politically correct. I told y'all I didn't vote, right? But I didn't tell you. I guess I told you. But if I would have voted, I would have voted on Trump.
It's not even controversial. Half the country voted for him.
That don't mean that I don't think that Black Lives Matter. That don't mean that I don't think that I don't believe in women's rights. That don't mean I don't believe in gay marriage. That don't mean that I don't believe in these things because that was the guy I would have voted for.
How is that shocking? Like, I don't even know why people were offended by that. And even when you look at all the stuff that Trump was saying back in 2016, it's so non-offensive compared to what he says now. Like, our bar for what's offensive has been raised so high since then. I look at Trump's statements from the original run. It's just so mild. It's literally like it wouldn't even register in public consciousness if he said it today. Let's look at this for 2 seconds. We'll look at this for old time's sake. I want to get a good clip of Ye. I like the clip where he was like, bro, if he doesn't look good, we don't look good. This was so ahead of its time, too. This was ahead of its time.
It's not that I don't like what I need Saturday Night Live to improve on, and what I need the liberals to improve on is if he don't look good, we don't look good. This is our president.
He's not wrong.
He has to be the freshest, the flyest planes, the best factories, and we have to make our core be empowered. We have to bring jobs into America because our best export is entertainment and ideas. But when we make everything in China and not in America, then we're cheating on our country. And we're putting people in positions to have to do illegal things to end up in the cheapest factory ever, the prison system.
I'll tell you what, that was pretty impressive. I hate to say this, Jim. Do you want to say something? What do you do after that?
You know you really said something when Trump is speechless.
You don't mind
But, bro, which part of this was crazy? Everything he said is completely accurate.
The best factories, and we have to make our core be empowered. We have to bring jobs into America because our best export is entertainment and ideas. But when we make everything in China and not in America, then we're cheating on our country. And we're putting people in positions to have to do illegal things to end up in the cheapest factory ever, the prison system.
Absolute facts. And I love the fact that they tried to frame him like he didn't know what he was talking about, or he went in the White House and like was speaking nonsense when he's literally speaking facts, and people today are saying the same thing. I missed the first Trump presidency, by the way. Can we go back to 2016, chat? I know this is the whole like trend now. Everybody wants to go back to 2016, but for real, I can kind of see why things were fun back then. Like, Trump's presidency was so much less evil and threatening than it is now. It was like fun. He had Ye in the White House. He's doing goofy shit. Now he's just like, this dude wakes up every morning with an axe to grind. I haven't seen Trump smile in a year. This dude has literally just been there hammering fucking business like an animal. There's nothing fun about it. Let's hop over to some other clips. So let's see what we got. We got Nick Shirley, who just testified in Congress. You guys can pick a clip, like if you guys want to tell me what you want to see. Nick Shirley. We got some more Sneeko shit. Let me see. We've been doing a lot of Sneeko, a lot of Andrew Tate. Maybe we hop over to a different topic. Let's look at this one, Lil Yachty. Lil Yachty did a new interview with Logan Paul. Should we watch some of this?
So this is
no,
but
there's more. There's more people.
It's
but this is like the one.
Do you agree with this take so far?
No. I think
Bad Bunny album of the year 40%.
Oh, I haven't heard it.
They're talking about who's going to take album of the year at the Grammys.
I would go with Kendrick.
Kendrick, 30%.
He's made so much noise. This
I
year.
mean, that would be a good buy.
I haven't heard that Bad Bunny album.
Is that the one with the chairs on the front of it?
Leon Thomas album was really
the chairs,
good.
Right? Puerto Rico.
Interesting.
The PR people are looking upside down. Yeah. Yachty hasn't heard it. The people from Puerto Rico are mad that Yachty hasn't heard the album.
Oh, we got a few Puerto Ricans in here.
Yeah.
Bro, GNX by Kendrick is just an objectively bad album, though. Like, if that album wins album of the year, that's how I officially know the Grammys are cooked. Not even cooked, but rigged. And guys, I'm not a Kendrick Lamar hater. I like Kendrick. I literally was just listening to Kendrick before the stream. But GNX sucks. That album was shit. Mr. Morale was okay. Like, I think Mr. Morale was a better album for sure. GNX is shit. And if that album wins Album of the Year, that's the number one way that you're going to know that the Grammys are completely cooked. And I've said this 1,000 times. The Grammys is not an award that is given to the best performer, because if it was, it would be a different result every year. We literally see it go to random people every year. It goes to people we've either never heard of that the industry is trying to push, or it goes to the best industry puppet and their little darling for the year. So Kendrick had his fun. He had his little run. He had his little beef run. Now he's going to win Album of the Year. But, bro, sonically, not even close to Album of the Year. There's so many better projects that were dropped in 2025. I would even say the Drake and Party record was better. Just objectively speaking, it's a better record. GNX was shit.
My kid's Puerto Rican.
Half Puerto Rican?
Yeah.
You have one kid, right?
Yeah. Yeah, she's
Does Yachty actually say anything interesting, though, or is it just, like, boring? Let's see if there's any actual good clips in this interview.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Let me see. Talks about losing XXX Tentacion. That's actually interesting. Let's listen to this part.
Do you think that the 2016 XXL freshman class was the hardest of all time?
The hardest of all time as far as like
the greatest freshman class ever.
What is Mike talking about right now?
I mean, I think we're in a running. I think it's between our class and the class with like Lil B, Chief Keef. I think that was 2013. Lil B, Chief Keef, Joey Badass. Can't remember who else was in it. That was a really great class. It's between our class and that class. Oh, and then there's the class with Kendrick Lamar and YG.
You guys are like considered. It was you,
me,
Uzi,
not Cardi, Curry. 21, Curry, yep. Kodak, Dickie.
I see in the chat, this is our culture in America. It's our Black American culture. Remember that. I love how Americans think they own everything. They think that everything's theirs and nobody can talk about it. Like, literally, the United States just does nothing but interfere and meddle in foreign affairs. They take over countries. They're invested in literally everybody's business except for their own. But the second anybody talks about America, it's like, oh, you can't talk about that. This is our stuff. The USA is the king of focusing on what has nothing to do with them.
Herbo.
Yeah, so stupid.
Insane.
Designer. Anderson .Paak.
Crazy.
Yeah. And almost all of us are still thriving.
Yeah.
Like a 90% success rate.
Some more than others. Yeah, for
95.
Sure. No, yeah, 95. For sure.
Almost everyone is still thriving except for like one or two. Dickie killed it with his show. The Dickie Show.
Yep.
You know? He did his
crazy
thing.
Freestyles.
Yeah.
But bro, why is everybody obsessed with 2016 right now? Every clip I'm looking at, it's just people reminiscing on 2016. This is how I know these dudes are getting washed. If you're doing the 2016, listen, it's 2026. If you're doing the 2016 trend right now, you're washed, bro. Legitimately, you're washed. I've literally had more W's this year than I had in all of 2026. If you're still thinking about 2026, you haven't done shit.
Crazy in what way?
I like some of his freestyles. I think he's got some incredible.
You don't strike me as like the white boy to try to be like black.
No.
Right. And that's why I understand that statement as to you liking Lil Dicky freestyles, because I've never heard anyone say that before.
That's not possible.
No,
that is not possible.
No. And Dickie, I fuck with Dickie.
No,
Dickie
has they're like radio ratings.
Yeah. What was the Lil Dicky freestyle? Hang on, I gotta see. I guess we're doing the 2016 trend too. Lil Dicky freestyle. I forgot about Lil Dicky. He was still a thing. Which freestyle was it though?
They're radio writtens. They're not off the dome. But you're telling me you never saw the Funk Flex Dickie freestyle? That shit is great. That's a great freestyle. And by the way, that's coming from someone who was in high school and Get Rich dropped. Like, I know my hip hop background. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he has some good freestyles, bro. He does. You can't deny that.
I didn't say he doesn't have great.
Do you guys rate Lil Dicky in the chat? Yes or no? I feel like Lil Dicky had a pretty legendary run, but his run was ahead of its time. Like, if Lil Dicky were to have come out in 2025, the whole content strategy that he had would have worked today. Like, I think he was so ahead of his time. He was like, he looked in the mirror and he's like, there is no chance I'm going to be taken seriously as a rapper. I'm not even going to try. I got so much respect for Lil Dicky because he knew his lane before he even got on the road. He said, there's no chance in hell I'm going to be taken serious. I got to be the funny guy. and basically it worked. But this is like the strategy that people take today.
Freestyle.
Yeah.
But
not like standout freestyles.
But I never heard no one be like
like give him flowers. Just
no
randomly give him
like,
flowers
I never
as like a freestyle.
And I fought with Dickie. I fought with Dickie. I just haven't. I never in my 10 years. I never heard that one.
I can't do anything right, dude. You're like Scottie Pippen, bro.
No, by the way,
You're
maybe
the new
I'm just
Pippen.
not on game. Maybe I gotta go back and double check the Dickie freestyles. Shouts out to Dickie though.
No, but I mean like compared to
Chat, let's go watch the Dickie freestyle. Let's see if we rate Lil Dicky. I don't think I've ever actually seen this one either. But like there's real rappers in here and the most replayed part is Lil Dicky. It was Designer and Anderson .Paak. Let's watch Lil Dicky.
MJ, he only in pre-K.
You say you fucked the flashlight?
Fucking to cope with the plane, bro.
Bro, that's amazing.
Lemonade. It's amazing.
Designer just speaking in tongues.
I fucked a bunch of flashlights.
New crib doesn't got a driveway, still pulling out when I'm fucking by the fireplace. Bitch that I'm with used to fuck around with Gosling. I don't like to think about it, shit is so exhausting. Kissing on your baby like the boy a politician. Spitting out tough shit, overcooked chicken. Hopping out the lift, no tipping, I'm rich.
That's the whitest bar of all time. That's a white people bar.
Tough shit, overcooked chicken.
Spitting out tough shit, overcooked chicken.
Like the boy a politician, spitting out tough shit, overcooked chicken. Hopping out the lift, no tipping, I'm rich. So sick, getting blown, I'm just making a wish. Oh boy, got a show out. Only thing that you and I like is their pronouns. Girls try and go out, white like a snow out. Head so straight, no blowout. Touchdown, score, no toe out. Run around the telly being loud as fuck. The May stop coming back, turn down for what? The name hopped in a motherfucking crowd of bust. That little Dicky got double XL. What? Do it.
Bro, he's actually pretty nice with the bars, but the marketing is what sold it. Just imagine if he came out on the scene like trying to act tough. Imagine if he came out on the scene like, hey, yo, man, my name Lil Dicky. You know what I'm saying? We out here doing our thing. Nobody would buy that, dude. Not a soul would buy that.
What, like a Juice WRLD?
I mean, I don't compare.
Yeah, I've seen better freestyles from him.
I don't know who to compare it to. I don't know. You fuck with Macklemore?
Wait a second. They said he's comparing it to Juice WRLD. Whoa, let's not get carried away, bro. That's disrespectful.
Wait, maybe I'm just not on game. Maybe I gotta go back and double check the Dickie freestyles. Shouts out to Dickie though.
No, but I mean like compared to what, like a Juice WRLD?
I mean, I don't compare it to. I don't know who to compare it to. I don't know. You fuck with Macklemore?
Mike needs to shut up, dude. This guy literally knows nothing about rap.
I fuck with Macklemore.
Macklemore?
He said he said he hesitated to jest, but he does. Thrift Shop was his banger at one point in time, and that's okay. And
Dude,
I
that's a crazy
By the
thing
way,
to say.
I fuck with Macklemore too. Actually, like as a person, Macklemore is fucking sick. He's the reason I got a Maybach a couple years ago.
I don't know what you're trying to do right now, Scotty. I don't know what you're trying to do right now. This is
Hey,
crazy
y'all gotta
statement.
stick together. So
Yo, this is crazy,
this is
bro.
real. No, I'm for real. And Mac, shouts out my boy Mac, RP Mac. That's the real GOAT.
No, he's the best white rapper of all time.
Best day ever was
Mac Miller the best white rapper of all time, chat?
that was my favorite Mac album.
BDE?
Yeah.
Best.
Yeah.
I saw him at, what's what it's called? BDE bonus. I saw him at Toad's
That
place.
could stand for anything.
I saw him at Toad's place in New Haven. You ever been to Toad's place? You performed there, right?
Come on.
I know.
Come on. Wait, you from? Is that where you from?
CT, yeah.
Sick. That's a legendary venue.
Yeah.
Toad's Place. Yeah.
Morrison got arrested after they preferred the Doors perform there.
Really?
Yep. A lot of history at Toad's Place.
Yeah, that is true. I know every time I haven't been there, I kind of outgrew it, but when I used to do it, they would always talk about the historic events or situations or shows and shit that went on there.
Yeah. So I saw Mac there on acoustic. He was playing acoustic right before Blue Slide Park came out. So it would have been like 2011, 2012. Crazy show.
Chad, I actually saw Mac Miller myself too. I saw him. It had to be like 2011. That was my first rap show of all time, and that was whenever Donald Trump the song popped off is when I saw him. But I remember it was dope. And dude was selling meet and greet passes for like $90. I could have met Mac Miller. I would never pay to meet another man. That's kind of I'm not going to use words that'll get me taken off YouTube, but yeah, I would never do that. I'm seeing in the chat, Juice would have taken Eminem's crown if he was alive. Betty, that's tough, bro. Come on, that's tough to say. But okay, if we're comparing current Eminem to Juice WRLD before he died, Like Juice WRLD right before he died versus Eminem right before Juice died, I would say Juice had the harder bars. I'm not going to say Juice is better than Eminem, but if we're talking like recent past 5 years, 10 years, he probably cleared him.
And he was Mac was a big part of my recovery, because I know we've turned it into like a meme on the show, but he was a huge part of my of like getting clean and staying clean.
Yeah,
because he had a lot of struggles himself. And
yeah, he did.
Did you have overlap with Mac? You guys?
I mean, briefly. You know, right before he died, he wanted me to come on tour with him. Then he passed away. We had a small relationship. He would call me randomly. He would actually, he fucked with me. He was a really nice guy.
Very talented.
Really talented, really nice, really fucking sick.
I feel like we've lost a lot of really talented,
amazing
young rappers.
Amazing. I wish X was still here.
I was gonna say XXX, man.
I really wish he was.
That was just so tragic and sad.
Yeah, he
that
was
one really
so
affected
talented.
me.
Him, Juice, man.
Juice as well. Had you worked with them or had a good relationship with them?
Yeah. I worked with Juice a lot.
But these guys don't even know Lil Yachty's music. Like, how are you gonna sit here and ask him if he's worked with Juice WRLD? Like, you guys don't even know his shit.
We had a whole project. And me and X were super close. We only had one song together, but we were super tight. We were always on the phone. You know, I used to talk to him when he was in jail before he got out. You know, it was a really sad case, and I think X was, you know, the most talented of them all, of us all.
Wow,
you
really?
know? Yeah.
Chat, X versus Juice WRLD. Who you guys got? X versus Juice.
I think he was just ahead of himself.
Yeah, he was like 21, right? Or
I don't recall.
Or he was.
It's so long ago at this point, man. It's been so long, man. Time flies. It's scary how time flies when you become an adult. Like, I feel like when I was in grade school, like, school year would be so long. You wait for summer. Yeah. And now as an adult, bro, you just like, you speed through years, you know?
I think there's actually a scientific reason for this. Is when you're.
I'm not going to listen to Logan Paul talking about science, bro. That's what I'm not going to do. By the way, Yachty seems like a super cool guy. I would really like to interview Yachty. And it actually shocks me how much hate Yachty used to get. And the fact that it didn't leave him with a chip on his shoulder. This dude used to get hated on. You guys remember how Yachty got hated on? He was literally called the poster boy of whack rap on that Everyday Struggle show. Bro, we're really going in the Wayback Machine now, bro. This is a throwback. Everyday Struggle with Joe Budden and Academics. This is a throwback tonight. But remember how hard he used to get hated on? Bro, when I see Lil Yachty in interviews, I'm like, why did they hate on him so hard? He was super cool. He seems super chill. Betty says, M the GOAT, but Juice was on a fucking heater till it got too hot. I'm not going to argue with that, man. Listen, I got eaten alive for saying this in my comment section, but I say that Juice WRLD's one of the best to ever touch the mic, period. One of the greatest to ever do it. I maintain that. I got ripped up for saying that, bro, in my comments. Like, if we look at the comments, it was like thousands of people liking the fact that I'm wrong. And I'm like, first of all, why is this video even in your algorithm if you don't like Juice WRLD? Why is it not showing it? Here it is. So this video got 1 million views, and at the end of the video, I said Juice is one of the greatest to ever do it. Bro, look at the comments. Yeah, I guess actually most of the top comments agreed. I haven't looked at this in a while, but yeah, a lot of people were like, bro, you're on crack. How can you say he's one of the best to ever do it? Because he can freestyle for hours. How are you going to sit there and freestyle for like 9 hours and not be, look, this guy laughing, one of the best to ever do it. Joe says, love Juice WRLD, but no way. One thing about M is he knocked you out, would knock you with the mic when needed. It's a tough one, man. I think M's the greatest, period. So that's where I stand on that.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Lil Yachty.
M to me is the greatest to ever touch a mic, period. We did a live debate about this too. We were trying to figure out if it was M or Wayne. To me, it's M. And my top 5 personally is different from the top 5 greatest. But if we're talking about top 5 greatest ever, For me, it's an easy list. It's M, it's Big L, it's Wheezy, it's Big, and it's Pac. Easy. Simple list. That's the top 5 greatest. Now, that's not my top 5 favorite rappers that I listen to. You're not really going to catch me playing Pac like that nowadays. I've gone through those albums 1,000 times.
Futures?
But yeah, one of the GOATs.
Like on Polymarket?
Let's see. Is there anything else interesting Yachty talked about? Because these guys are pretty boring. No offense to Logan, but I don't really find them that interesting. All right, let's go to the next one. Shout out Yachty, though, bro. And yeah, Yachty's sound was really weird in the beginning. Somebody said that in the chat. That's super true. There's a new Travis Scott video. There's A$AP Rocky. Let's look at some of this A$AP Rocky stuff. A$AP Rocky, by the way, right now on the Drake tour. This dude, literally every single time I see A$AP Rocky's face, chat, anytime I see A$AP Rocky's face, look, A$AP Rocky addresses his issues with Drake. This dude does not know how to talk about anything except for Drake. There's a point, and chat, tell me if I'm wrong, there's a point where being a hater, you're actually dick riding at a certain point. Because you're talking about this dude more than his fans are. This dude is obsessed with Drake, bro. I've never seen anything like this. What's he saying now about him? Like, this is some crazy shit.
All are trolling us and rage baiting people to comment on the internet to promote. Like, is it a real thing or is it just promo?
I think hip-hop tactics and beefs is like WWF. It's like wrestling all the way, right? But this thing between us, it's not real smoke, but I just don't fuck with him. Like, right. You know what I mean? We was once friends. I feel like it's over females. I feel like he wasn't happy and he expressed that. Yeah. And I think at some certain point when everybody getting older and it's just like you're supposed to be moving on, for you to still be picking at a female and all that, that's soft to me. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't put out an album. I didn't put out music for me to really say something back, you know? And I finally did say something back to a few people. You know, not just... It ain't.
Yeah, and it took you 100 years, bro. That's why nobody cares. Dude, you're answering disses that happened like 7 years ago. That's why I find it boring. And this whole, like, dissing Drake to become #1 shit, this shit's played out, dude. How many rappers are going to do a PR campaign doing the same tactics? This shit's boring, bro. Look, A$AP Rocky, to me, making a comeback after how many years has it been? When was his last album? Like 2018? It's been a fucking long time. If you're making a comeback after this long, I don't want to hear about anybody else except for you. If you're going to go away for this long and be in the lab making music, your only responsibility is to, like, this album better be like the new Sgt. Pepper's. It better be like the greatest album of all time. But nah, this whole beef shit is lame, dude, honestly. And by the way, Rihanna not even that bad. Can we be honest for a second? Rihanna's super mid. I know I'll probably get eaten up for that one. Rihanna's super mid. He speaks about Trump freeing him in Sweden.
When you was locked up
in Sweden,
yo, that was an international incident.
Oh, that was fucking crazy.
No, crazy. Where people was like, wait. No, we want him to get help, but we don't like who has to help him. Nah, help him, but not you. We don't like you, but you gotta, you know what I'm saying? It was like that.
Yo, I know, bro. It's a double-edged sword, cause like anytime, so I couldn't understand nothing that was on. All right, let me break it down. The cell is about the size of this like area here, a little bit smaller, right? No bathroom, just a sink and a mirror and a bed with a desk, a little cot, right? When you need to go to the bathroom, you got to ask permission. You ring your bell. Sometimes they'll leave you in the bathroom for like an hour, you know, in the dark because the light turns off after like 5 minutes, right? So if you took a shower, they don't have no towels. You got to make your own makeshift towel. Like, it wasn't, don't get me wrong, it wasn't Rikers, but it was inconvenient.
It wasn't sweet.
It wasn't sweet, you know what I mean? And I didn't know what you got to stay in your cell for 23 or 24 hours. You're allowed to go upstairs for 30 minutes to the roof and get some air. And it's like no basketball court. It's just dudes, just everybody either working out or in circle.
This is the best reminder to say free, bro, by the way. Like, honestly, whenever I think about these rappers who are glorifying prison, shit is so corny. Because what are you doing in prison? You're not getting any money. There's no females. You're asking another man when you can literally use the bathroom, and you're locked in a room for 23.5 hours a day. That's what you guys are glorifying?
In circles.
It's fucking retarded.
Smoking cigarettes or talking, right? And those brothers would be the ones that tell me what the hell they were saying on TV every day, because I didn't know. I didn't understand their jiu-jitsu system. Like, why am I still here? I didn't even do nothing. I was looking around at architecture, and I just wake up one day, 4 in the morning, because I'm sleeping. I hear, and we're going to get ASAP Rocky, and we're going to... I woke up like, what the... What? Yo. Then I start seeing tweets and this on there, Algeria, whatever, all these different Swedish broadcast news channels.
Al Jazeera, they got
Al
that.
Jazeera, yeah, I said Algeria, pardon me, Al Jazeera. Like, I made it to that. That's like the historical, national history. Like, I was honored, and then I was so low, but when I saw my peers, different rappers, different singers, different entertainers, different people, just black, white, Latin, everybody, Indian, Asian, like all agreeing like, yo, that ain't right. Free that man, free him. Honestly, Ebro, that shit uplifted my spirit so crazy that even when I got out, I was still on a high from that. Like, damn, that's love.
Wasn't it Ye who got Trump to release him too? So shout out to Ye, bro, bringing it all around. It's funny how many rappers use Trump to get out of jail or get something done, by the way, who actually didn't like him. I remember when he freed Lil Wayne, or like he pardoned Lil Wayne. Wayne has dissed Trump in his songs. He had the one song on SoundCloud. It was like, my girl's foreign, Donald might bomb her country. I'm like, thank God Trump doesn't listen to SoundCloud, because he wouldn't have freed him. This isn't glorified. What are you talking about, dude? Every rap song is about killing people, selling drugs, and doing things that can put you in prison. How is it not glorified? I think you're slow. Unless you haven't heard a rap song in the last 15 years, all of it is glorifying crime and murder and drugs. Pretty evident to see. But yeah, I mean, it's cool to see Rocky back, but I just wish we could hear him talk about the music. I never hear him talk about the music. I just hear him talk about Drake all day long. It's just corny as fuck. Let's see what else we got. Neon had some beef with Drake's crew. Speaking of Drake, what's this about?
You know who Top 5 is?
Yeah.
So he scammed my jeweler for $90,000 using my name.
Wait, what?
He said that I vouched for him. Mm-hmm. He got his boys to pick up 2 watches and said he would pay the money, and then they just ran with the watches. $90K. This was like
that's
3 days
only kind
ago.
of swag though.
What the fuck?
I ain't gonna lie.
No, come on, dude. Don't do that.
But I'm not.
Take your.
I'm just,
No, take it off.
No, wait. Listen. I'm saying, right? As a jeweler, why are you not calling Neon and saying, yo, gang, yo, do you know this guy? Why are you know what I'm saying?
It's because they were Muslims, bro. Muslims are different, bro. Like, we feel like we're all like, it's a brotherhood. Like, we can trust you.
You can trust people that you don't know?
Yes, bro. If you're Muslim, it's a code, bro.
Oh, wait. Top 5 is Muslim?
Top 5 is Muslim. The jeweler's Muslim. And he was like pulling the Muslim card. He's like, yo, we're Muslims. I would never do you dirty.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap with the fake Muslims. Dude, how is Top 5 a Muslim? I just seen him on Instagram posting bottle service. How are you a Muslim?
Oh, that's fucked up. He brought that religion into
exactly,
it. That's
bro.
Fucked up. That's fucked up.
And then the jeweler's on the phone with me. He's like, bro, I didn't know a Muslim brother would do this to me.
I thought it was just one of those, like, yeah.
He was pulling every card in the book. He was using me, the Muslim thing. He was going.
Bro, you got to beware of anything that you can just call yourself with 0 qualifications. 99% of these Muslims in hip-hop are not Muslim, bro. You guys don't follow any of the rules. You might as well be eating a fucking bacon sandwich calling yourself a Muslim. Bro's doing crime, drinking liquor, sleeping with mad women, talk about I'm a Muslim. What a fucking dummy. But nah, man, I don't even know why a dude like Drake, though, at his caliber would even be around a guy like Top 5, because that dude's just a certified goon. If I was at the level of being a billionaire, like if I was one of the top artists, top celebrities in the world, I gotta be honest, dude. I don't care how far back we go. If you're still out here committing crimes, robbing people, getting in fights in the streets, getting yourself stabbed, you're not in my circle. I would never want to switch up on my day one people, but if you're actually bringing that into my orbit when I'm a billionaire artist, you're getting fucking fired so fast your head's gonna spin. There's no chance in hell. Let's look at this Travis Scott clip. This is interesting. Travis has got to drop some new music too, man. It's been a minute. Chad, do you guys feel like rap is kind of washed now?
I mean, I've also been...
Part of me feels like it's not hitting the same. Maybe that explains some of these 2016 trends. It's like people are maybe trying to go back. I feel like if Travis comes out and drops a dope new record and goes on tour, maybe he could help bring it back.
I mean, I've also been seeing outside of the tours, you've been like DJing and stuff too.
Yeah.
Like, how's that? Have you just gotten
and you
into
know
that?
what's so crazy? A lot of these times y'all see these videos, I'm walking up to somebody else's like computer. A lot of these fools' computers are just fucked up. Then you look at them, and they look at you like, you know what I'm saying? So I just had to say it.
Oh yeah, he's responding to the memes of him being a terrible DJ. Have you guys seen those clips? Travis Scott. Come on, man. Dude's trying to save face now. He just needs to admit he's a terrible DJ. Let's look at this one. Or is it only on TikTok? This one. Someone said even he thought the transition was bad. Yeah, that's not the one, bro. I'm not gonna lie. What the fuck? Someone said he could smell how bad the transition was. That's insane. That is insane. Key says Alchemist been killing it. Freddie Gibbs. Yeah, I agree. I feel like if anybody's killing it in hip hop right now, it's the lyrical guys and like the people who are actually having real talent. Here's the thing that happens with these dudes who really don't have substance is they grow out of it and their fans grow out of it. If we're going back 2016, 17, 18, let's take it back to J. Cole's song, The Fall Off, when he predicted all of this in the first place. 1985, I arrived. But what did he tell you? He said, look, you guys have no substance. You're going to fall off. And guess what? Your fans are going to grow up and they're going to leave you behind. I feel like hip hop nowadays is like more of a grown man's game than like a 18-year-old's game. Rap 5-10 years ago was like a 18-year-old's game where they could just say some random slop into a microphone and produce it really well and just make a bunch of money. I think we're kind of past that. The real dudes who are actually getting shine in hip hop are the ones who've got bars. I don't think people really want to hear like slop anymore.
Tell me,
it's gonna get me a copy strike. Okay, guys, rate the house. Let's rate the house.
February Rolling Stone cover star, Travis Scott, and we are at a brutalist mansion.
This crib is crazy.
And the owner of this house founded Oakley, which you just became the creative.
Oh, it's not his house. He's touring the house. Well, why do they have him touring a house that's not even his? I thought this was a Travis Scott house tour.
Visionary officer.
Yeah.
What about the shades in this house? Kind of has a similar design to you.
I just think more so it's like raw, you know, a lot of like the bones of the shades are like titanium, you know, super firm and sturdy. You know, I think when Jim built this house, it's like all like solid concrete, which is like, you know, rare, especially in LA. Homes in general, mostly like wood.
Right.
But, you know, to find something that feels a little like brutalist and, you know, very like structural, it's fire.
I can't help but
Feels
notice
like Spy Kids.
It does feel like a spy layer. Like, wait till we get inside. And then you got the whip here too. We got to talk about this.
Ah, man. Nah, it's cool. Lambo US, man.
And I guess we'll go inside and take a look.
Sure.
By the way, if I had this amount of money, there's no chance in hell you'd catch me living in Beverly Hills. I always laugh when I see this. If you're worth that much money that you can buy a house worth $65 million, you'd think you'd have a higher IQ than to buy it in a failing state, in a failing city. That's a literal dump. California is a literal dump. I'll never understand why people keep moving there, especially rich people who can live anywhere in the world.
And you've been here before, right?
Yeah, I came take a tour of it. You know, I've always been into this crib. I always thought it was like insane. I've always wanted to like just check it out in person.
What was your first impression of this motorcycle?
Like, what was in his mind when he built this?
Yeah, I didn't even realize it was custom at first, but then you look at it.
Yeah, like
it's
when you see the seat.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And then as we get
certain things are like inspirations, whether it's cars, whether it's you know, furniture, shoes, clothes, music, whatever. They're all like a inspiration or such, you know, that can give you like a drive or wake you up to push you to go do something.
Yeah.
You know?
And you're just coming off like one of the biggest tours ever.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for that, when you think about set design and kind of creating that experience for the fans, what is that like for you?
Yeah, you know, it's everything, you know. When I make the music, I have like this full vision of like, you know, how I see it going down. You know, to kind of bring it to life is something I like.
That's how you know Travis is a great performer, because he hasn't dropped an album in a couple of years. There's no rapper other than Travis Scott who would be able to pull this off to be as relevant as he is without dropping music. And the reason he can pull it off is because of the live shows. And I got to hand it to him, man. Like, I don't listen to Travis Scott that much. I like his stuff. But in terms of being a live performer, one of the best ever. I'm not talking the best in hip hop. I'm talking one of the greatest performers of all time. I've seen him like 2 or 3 times. And the first time I saw him, he was opening for Rihanna. And this is back when he had like a buzz from his first mixtape, Days Before Rodeo. And then Rodeo was popping off. Antidote was a big song in Canada at the time, but like we didn't really know his shit. Canada was just like getting on the Travis Scott wave at that time during the Anti-Tour. And I went to the concert on 420. Rihanna, Travis Scott, and there was one other rapper on there or something. And I'll never forget, like, he did the whole act going crazy, running through the crowd, but then he did the whole thing where he actually had the fans jump the barricade. He was doing this when he was still an opening act. I'll never forget that. I had never seen an opening act actually do something like that and be like, all the people in the crowd, don't worry about security. You can literally push past them. There's no seats right now. Come rush the stage. He took over the arena, and I remember taking a look at him, and I was like, this is one of the greatest performers of all time. Maybe not in that moment, but he was going to be. I could tell he was going to be. Travis Scott sucks. Well, if you don't like him, you don't like him, dude, but he's on a massive run. You don't do one of the highest grossing tours in the world if you suck, dude. People need to learn the difference between their opinion and objective fact. Like, I think Taylor Swift's music sucks. I'm not going to say she sucks because she's selling out arenas, dude. What I think doesn't matter. But nah, Travis goes crazy.
It's so important to me, you know.
But that was cool when he did that. And then the second time I saw him was Rolling Loud, Miami. Shit was dope. Key says, I live in California. It might have the best weather, but not worth paying so much taxes. That's what I'm saying, dude. Why would you want to move to California and buy a house? In 2026, you're going to buy a house in California. You got to be stupid, dude. And no offense to you, my brother. If I got no, issues with people from Cali. I have a ton of friends from Cali. But I actually talk with them about the issues in Cali more than anybody else. That's what I at least respect the fact that the cats from Cali, like, they can tell that there's problems.
You know what I'm saying? And so to be able to do that, it's probably like one of the best feelings ever. And then to see it come to life, with the fans and the energy is different.
I mean, you had the one show, I think it was Italy, right, where it caused like an earthquake.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I've been hearing about these earthquakes. It's crazy.
Yeah, like, what's it like, I guess on stage when something like that is
I remember
going on?
me and my boy were trolling, like, I was telling him a concert was great, and he was a huge Travis Scott fan. He's like, yeah, how many earthquakes did the concert have?
It's crazy.
Exactly.
I feel you feel the ground shaking, you feel like the stage shaking. Sometimes I might go to the back and I'm like, I'm on my own engineer. It's like, yo, what is going on? Like, I'm on this mountain and I feel like they're like, yo, bro, it's a metric out here. It's the whole building shaking.
Yeah.
All right, cool, we good.
Out of the tour, what were some of the most memorable shows that you had?
Oh, man. Yo, you want to know what's crazy? Like, South Korea was crazy.
Whoa. South Korea seems like it would be, though.
Man, that was my first time ever being there, period,
I feel like they don't get a lot of American artists, so when they do, they like get hyped.
Bro, I'm so pissed. I was supposed to go see Travis in China, and that was the show when Ye came out just a couple of months ago. I was so close to spending the money, but guys, I would have had to eat like ramen noodles for the next month. I would have been broke as shit. It would have cost me like $1,000 to go see that show. But Ye came out, dude. Or it was in Tokyo, actually. It was in Tokyo. Fuck, I wish I would have went to that show. Key says Wu-Tang performance is top tier. Just saw them last year. My boy went to that tour, actually. He had a great time. And I think Wu-Tang actually got their act together because I've always heard that they were terrible live, actually. But I think like they came back for a real proper tour and they put it together.
I don't know, that shit was different. Johannesburg was fire. Europe, the whole Europe, every place was next level. A lot of these cities are dope. A lot of moments are special because what happened, I just think it was like the moments of it all, right? South Korea, I said that just because it took me by surprise of something I was like, I didn't expect. It was my first time being there. Fans are just like going crazy. You know, you would have thought you was in like Manchester or something, or like London or something. It's crazy.
Bro, South Africa's always in the comments asking for rappers to come. Don't you guys see that? There's 2 places in the comments in all these musicians, not even just rap, just in general, 2 places in the comments that always ask people to come visit there. It's South Africa and Brazil. Those are the 2 places that people always request people from. Thinking of concerts, by the way, I made a video about this a while back, but I'll tell you guys my best concerts that I've seen. So the best concerts I've seen are definitely Travis is up there because he has a lot of high energy and being in the crowd in the mosh pit is dope. Ye was like, when his rap, probably the best concert I saw was Ye. I saw the Pablo tour. That was just the craziest show. And he was going manic at that show. When I saw Ye, this was about 5 shows before he canceled the Pablo tour for the rest of the tour after what happened with Kim when she got robbed or whatever. But this is also when Ye was on pills and shit. So he was going through a lot at the time. He was addicted to drugs and he was completely losing his mind. But that made a crazy show. So he was on stage doing Famous, the song, and he just kept doing it. Run that shit again. Run that shit again. Run that shit again. This dude played that song 19 times, and I'll never forget this poor Asian couple behind me. This poor Asian couple behind me, they bought tickets to see Ye. They might have heard Gold Digger on the radio. You know, like they just wanted to hear Gold Digger, maybe Touch the Sky. Ye did Famous 19 times. The audience is going crazy, blowing weed in their face. This poor couple, they were white as a ghost. They left. They just left the concert at that point. They didn't know what the fuck was happening. Nobody knew what was happening. But I remember Ye had like a meltdown at that show. Started dissing Drake. He's like, yo, we created this. We created this. You see the stage shit? We created this. Crazy show. The next best rap show that I saw was XXXTentacion. I've told this story 1,000 times on the stream for people who watch the streams. I saw his last concert of all time, the last X concert ever, by accident, actually. So I was at Rolling Loud. It was rumored that they had a special guest. We didn't know who it was. X came out on stage. And guys, my right hand to God, I didn't know X's music. My sister was a huge fan of X. I was at a point in 2018 when I was very resistant to the new rappers. I was still acting like an old head, even though I was like 21. So I was like, yeah, man, fuck all these mumble rappers, man. I hate mumble rap. I was one of those douchebags. But I'd never really listened to it. Like, I didn't know Cardi's music. I was literally at Rolling Loud. I didn't know anybody. I didn't know Cardi. I didn't know X. I didn't know Juice. I didn't know anything. And going to Rolling Loud in person was my first exposure to all these guys. Like, I even thought Migos was mumble rap. I didn't know shit. But I went and I saw the festival, and it turned my perspective on music a lot, because I was like, oh, there's a lot of cool new stuff happening too. I don't just have to listen to the old stuff. All this to say, X came out. I did not know his music, but he did a couple of songs, and I will never forget that night, dude. That was one of the craziest performances I've ever seen. Hands down. So yeah, and then Hove was good. I'm seeing in the chat, Travis Scott makes hard beats. He's no lyricist. Oh, no. Travis isn't a lyricist, dude, but that's not why people are listening to him. You go to different places for different things. If I want a steak, I'm not going to go to McDonald's. Doesn't mean McDonald's isn't good and doesn't serve a purpose, but I'm not going to go there for that. If I just want something easily digestible with a hard beat to nod my head to, I'll listen to Travis, but I'll listen to some Andre 3K if I want bars. I'll listen to Big L if I want bars. you know, yeah. Oh, Larry, Jerry, Larry, whatever your name is. Don't make me embarrass you, brother.
Was that your first time touring Asia at all, or what?
Yeah.
Oh,
Even
wow.
like, you know, China or India, you know, it's nuts. Maybe I'm saying that now because that was like the last thing I just, like the most recent. South America, you know, it was insane. Just seeing people coming by the vast and seeing all different walks of lives and people that just like, you know, enjoying the same thing, idolize the same thing as you and other people, you know, it's kind of like, as far as like music, you know, and an experience, I should say. I know I just named 9 different places. That's why it's not fair. We all won. Like, if I could put us all in one spot, all of them.
Yeah, the whole world.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I've also been seeing outside of the tours, you've been like DJing and stuff too.
Yeah.
Like, how's that? Have you just gotten
and you
into
know
that?
what's so crazy? I be seeing these little videos of people try to compilate, like put together these compilations and be like fucking up in a DJ booth. A lot of these times y'all see these videos, I'm walking up to somebody else's like computer and they're asking me to do something that I don't want to do in this time. But you know, I love like, you know, playing music. I know how to play music off a laptop. A lot of these fools' computers are just fucked up. You know, a lot of these.
Travis, stop the cap. You're just a terrible DJ, bro. It's okay. You can't be good at everything. Stop the cap.
And keys aren't working and shit like that. And they kind of like set you up. So you hit a button and it's like, oh shit. Then you look at them and they look at you like, you know what I'm saying? So I just had to say it.
That's funny. So when you're smacking the computer down and shit, it's like.
No. See, that's a whole nother rage. You know, the computer and I, we got a bond, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's like, it's up and it's just so turned. Closest thing there is just, you know, me and a quirky keyboard.
Has there ever been a time like, do you replace the computer if it breaks?
Yeah, it was one computer was my homie's computer. I was so turned. And you know what's so crazy? It's not even like alcohol or nothing. It's literally just pure energy. Like,
yeah, that's a code word for cocaine.
No one sees the other side of the camera of like the fan.
It wasn't even alcohol. It was just pure energy, pure Colombian uncut energy. Let's look at Travis Scott laptop. At least he could admit he was turned as fuck though, and like that actually made him do it. But let me tell you what, this is exactly what I mean when I say like people dick ride celebrities, because if somebody did this shit to my computer, I'm going to knock you out. Like, I don't care who you are. Travis Scott, I don't care if it's the president. If you damage my laptop, bro, you deliberately smash it. Like, look at this. Any other person would literally get laid out for doing this. This is why the celebrity worship has got to stop, man. So crazy. I'm not gonna lie, bro. If you let somebody do that, you're a cuck. See, like this is like the male equivalent of being a groupie. Just letting celebrities do whatever they want.
Real like industrial.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, since you've been back, what's been your main focus?
Man, music. Music and design. I mean, you know, design plays into music, but yeah, music and design, right? I'm in a space where, you know, I'm always trying to like push the sound of like where music is going. I've never tried to put myself in a quote unquote rap box. So I've never like tried to deal with those complications, but taking everything I learned on tour. I've been on tour for like 2.5 years, you know, taking the things
I'm way better looking than Sneeko.
Seen and, you know, trying to put it on wax, take the things like I've heard and try to figure out what that sound is, you know, which isn't like an overnight thing, you know. I want to just, you know, and then on the other aspect, you know, from a design, from, you know, whether it's household goods or clothes or from sneakers to other things I'm doing outside of, you know, just music, you know, really getting that off the ground. You know, I spent so much time.
Yeah, I'm ready for the new Travis record, man. We need Travis to drop a record and we need Iceman. And then maybe J. Cole's record. If we can get these three, hip-hop might make a comeback. Iceman, J. Cole, and Travis to make something cool. But I want the new album to be something more original because from what I understand, Utopia is a lot of like yay throwaways. a third of that record is just like Kanye songs that he low-key stole. Have you guys heard those reference tracks? It's crazy, and those are the best songs on Utopia too. I remember when I was playing Utopia, like there's a couple tracks on there. I was like, how did Travis come up with this? These songs are insane. He literally didn't come up with it. It's just yay leftovers. It was like God's Country. There was a couple tracks on there that were just yay leftovers.
Trying to, build up something, and, I feel like it's in such a good space. You just want to so excited to just see where it can go. Yeah, and then, I'm mad excited.
Yeah, I'm ready for that. I'm not going to watch the whole interview, but I'm definitely ready for this. Who do you guys think is going to have the better record, by the way? Is it going to be J. Cole or Drake with Iceman? I feel like Cole is going to go heavy on the pen. I heard that he has, like, something to prove with this record. Somebody was saying that, like, this is Cole's probably his last record, and it's, like, going to be him trying to show people what he can do before he basically retires. I don't know if I can find that. I can't even remember who said it. It was some random on a podcast. But basically, he was like, yo, Cole is coming for blood with this new record, and he's not here to make hits. He's not here to make a single. He's here to actually basically just etch his name in, like, the Mount Rushmore. I want to listen to the Cole snippet, but I don't want to get taken down. You guys think it would take him down? They would take me down for that? Let me see. Yeah, let's just do it, dude. If they give me a copy strike, I'll just take this. I'll mute it from the video or something. I actually haven't heard any of the new Cole stuff. I'm not gonna lie. There's 2 new tracks. Where have I been, dude? I haven't been listening to music. I've been grinding. By the way, guys, if you're liking the stream, make sure to smash that like button. It's 3 a.m. right now, and I'm live bringing you guys all the dopest stories. So make sure to smash that like. Show some love. We always grinding, bro. I go to sleep at like 9 a.m. these days, chat. I'm grinding to be number 1. How the fuck are you going to say you want to be number 1 if you're not literally working every second? What does this say here? For the past 10 years, this album has been handcrafted with one intention. It's been 10 years! Bro, this better be the greatest album of all time. How are you going to work on an album for 10 years? So Cole says, for the past 10 years, this album has been handcrafted with one intention, a personal challenge to myself to create my best work. To do on my last what I was unable to do on my first. Oh, so he's retiring now. Yeah, Cole's retiring for sure. There's no question about it. Dude, if you're putting 10 years into a record, this will be the last one. He says, I had no way of knowing how much time, focus, and energy it would eventually take to achieve this, but despite the countless challenges along the way, I knew in my heart I would one day get to the finish line. I owed it first and foremost to myself, and secondly, I owed it to hip-hop, the fall off. Interesting. Have you guys heard this? I haven't heard this yet. Let's play it right now. Guys, gotta stop comparing me to dudes who are uglier than me. I'm way better looking than Don Lemon.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the J. Cole type beat. Bro went straight to YouTube and he got the J. Cole type beat. If this is the most J. Cole type beat ever.
I see. Yeah. Listen. I persevered through the worst. My thirst to adhere is a curse. My life, I see it in reverse. I first appeared in a hearse. The driver steered to the church. My grandkids carried the coffin to the altar as they burst into tears from their shirts. The tears rise to the sides of their face and into their eyes is piercing with hurt. Fast forward 60 years, I got verse of the year. My purpose is clear as to murk. Whoever dare flirt with death, the best alive, and what you now hear is the work. The inspiration was rare in spurts, but when it's there, I'm immersed. My experience of being a parent dispersed.
Okay, the video's cool too.
My son disappear as I stare at his birth, and he returns to the womb, wifey stomach growing greater in girth. And then declining every time we come here to the nurse. With each day that passes, I can feel my career coming first. Do I took the wedding ring off her finger, and now I'm single, walking up the aisle backwards to an era of dirt. Falling clubs tipsy with a bitch I see clear through a skirt. The cameras be snapping, blogs be yapping, so I'm careful alert. Walk into my section, whisper right in my ear, we flirt, we part ways. I see her from a distance, she stares with a smirk. Cheers to the perks with the squad, we live for the search of new hoes. Lusty, quick to fuck me, unaware of they worth. We leave the club, drive to the show, and I swear that it's turned. It all begins with encore cheers from those wearing my merch. Fast forward through years of rehearsal, losing, winning, bank account thinning, income streams nowhere near as diverse. And though I'm blessed, I see me stressing from hearing the chirps of naysayers who only days later I don't care to convert.
I'm not gonna lie, bro, this is kind of mid. No disrespect to J. Cole. I got so much respect for Cole as an artist, as a lyricist, as a rapper. You can't really touch his pen, but if this is what the whole album is going to be like, I'm not really that interested, because this is just like rap nerd music. This is me when I'm like sitting there reading genius.com by myself. This is the type of shit that I would be looking at, but there's never any other scenario where I would be playing this. I would never play this in the car with people. I would never play this in the club. I would never play this anywhere. This is sitting alone in your house, maybe smoked a little weed, and like you're reading genius.com to see what the lyrics mean.
On cloud 9, now signed to my hero, one of the so-called kings of this rap thing that I swear to usurp. Decade later, mama cut on the cable. My motivation to be greater ends the moment I appear in a purse. I'm growing shorter, Pampers cover my hindquarters. I watch my father walk back in my life and it clears up a hurt I couldn't explain. Mama gives me my name, then hands me over to the doctor, and I watch as my spirit reverts. Then I'm no longer here on this earth.
I really hope this isn't the whole album. The beat selection kind of sucks too. Like, it's such a J. Cole type beat. It literally does sound like it was just pulled off of YouTube. And I know Cole has done that, by the way. Like, I think he did actually find a J. Cole type beat and he did make a song to it. That's pretty cool, but this almost sounds like a caricature of J. Cole. It's like, if I told AI to make a J. Cole song, this is literally the song it would make. I'm not moved. Let's listen to the other snippet. I'm not moved by this, dude. And it's not a disrespect to his pen. He's got the pen. But it's like, I don't really care. Like, I want listenability. I want to be able to listen to something that's actually a vibe. Kendrick won? Dude, come on. I'm over that, dude. Are we still debating who won that beef? Come on, dog. It's over. Drake's undefeated. Well, Drake's the top streamed rapper, so I guess so. Key says, honestly, J. Cole, never the type of artist I listen to. I grew up listening to K-Dot. Yeah, that makes sense, bro. If you're West Coast, I grew up listening to Kendrick too, but I grew up listening to all of them. I grew up listening to all of them, dude. Cole, obviously he's a Canadian. I've always fucked with Drake because I remember before he was famous, the buzz he had in Canada and how dope it was, because we never really had rappers. We never had rappers, bro. Like, you guys will never understand. The one thing Americans are, hey man, you don't know our culture. The one thing Americans will never understand is what it was like for Canadians to have a rapper. You guys will never know the fucking electric feeling, how dope it was to watch that dude rise as a Canadian for all of us, pissing on the American industry, literally shitting, running laps all over it. That shit got us hyped. Let me see what we got. So let's listen to the other snippet. And I'm not, people are going to try to spin it, you're hating on J. Cole. I'm not hating, I'm just not glazing. I'm just keeping it real.
Everything is supposed to go away eventually. You see this especially in like show business with famous actors or like musicians. And it's like, oh, this guy used to be famous and then he fell off. What happened? And they want to point to, they did this and they made some sort of mistake. Instead of thinking that, look, it's kind of crazy they got famous in the first place. So few people reach that level that, yes, of course, it's not going to last forever because somebody else has to take that spot. And that's how show business has been since forever. But no, they always want to say, oh, that guy fell off. They want to look down on him for just going through the natural cycle of rising and falling.
Meanwhile, I'm watching the trailer and it's boring. Like, Cole, it's boring, dude. I don't know who's managing J. Cole's creative vision. It's just so boring. This dude opens the trailer to his 10-year album. We've been waiting for 10 years for an album, and this motherfucker opens the trailer at the car wash. You can't make this shit up. It's boring. J. Cole has like a fetish for being boring, dude. He can never do something like that's visually dope. That's why I feel like it just doesn't connect with me. The artistry is just, it's all the pen. You can't just rely on the pen. And look, he can do what he wants. I know there's a market for that. People want to hear that. His fans want to hear that. I'm not disrespecting him. It's just boring to me. I'm so much more excited for Iceman. And dude, Drake isn't even doing shit with Iceman. He's literally barely even promoting it now. He did those weird live streams, which I thought were kind of whack. Honestly, I didn't like the Iceman live streams. Interesting idea, but it didn't really land for me because I feel like it was too cryptic. He kept trying to make artistic points in the Iceman streams and like hinting at things, and I don't know what he meant. Like, it's too deep, it's too detailed, it's too layered for the average person who doesn't know the ins and outs of his beef with Universal. Like, he's showing Lucien Grange's daughter in the video. Bro, like, people don't even know who Lucien Grange is, half these people. So that was kind of whack, but I'm more excited for Iceman than I am for this record, and Drake's not even saying shit right now. But yeah, okay, so Cole, we'll give him a chance when the record comes out. Man, it's so funny in hip-hop culture, it's always about comparisons. Why are we comparing everybody? Why can't we just like different people for different things? But I guess it's a very competitive culture. I've never understood that. Like, people are like, man, Kendrick bodied Drake. I think they both had great diss tracks. I think Drake had some fucking bars on Family Matters. He had some bars on Push-Ups. Kendrick had crazy bars on Meet the Grams, except for the verse about the fake daughter. That was so cringe. I'm still cringing with secondhand embarrassment about Kendrick's verse about the fake daughter. That was probably one of the wackest things that's ever happened in a rap feud, to be completely honest. Just really embarrassing. But Kendrick had some crazy bars. It's like, I feel like, it's like, I don't know. Why can't we just accept that? Let's see what else we got. We got a couple more stories. Let's look at, what is this? Kim Jong-un made a comeback. Kim Jong-un in a warm down jacket checked out how people are relaxing at the hot springs. Bro, this guy needs to stop. The propaganda is crazy.
우리 제도의 고마움을 가슴 뜨겁게 체감했습니다. 김정은 동지께서는
Imagine how scared these poor people are. You better smile, and you better smile good, because your whole bloodline is on the line.
행복에 겨워 있는 경성군 근로자들과 기쁨을 함께 나누시면서 이곳을 찾는 휴양생들이 문명하고 문화적인 환경 속에서 즐거운 나날을 보낼 수 있도록 최대한의 편의를 보장하여야 한다고 말씀하셨습니다.
Chat, should I go to North Korea and do content or what? I'm not even far. How far am I from North Korea? Kuala Lumpur to North Korea. It's like a 2-hour flight. Right? I don't think I could actually take the flight, but how long would it take? Let me see. Flight time from where I am to North Korea. Oh, 10 to 12 hours? No way. Oh, with layovers. A direct flight would be like probably 6 hours. I would go anywhere. Honestly, I would go anywhere. That's super crazy. Let's look at this. So Nick Shirley, actually, you guys know Nick Shirley? He spoke in front of Congress today. I want to take a look at his clips, but first I just want to play this clip from Fox News. So Nick Shirley saying that ever since he exposed the Somali fraud happening in the USA with the Quality Leering Center, which, by the way, I can't get over how crazy that reporting was. Like, he started a whole new wave of reporting because we're literally seeing people, like, copying his story and like trying to investigate this even further. But Nick is now saying that people are trying to hack his social media accounts, harassing his family, doxing his address, and He's saying now it's at the point where he needs 24-hour security. Honestly, I'm not even surprised.
I mean, your house gets doxxed, people try hacking your social media accounts, people start calling your family members, and you have to go everywhere with 24/7 security. It's just not the same anymore, and it kind of sucks, to be honest, because like I said, I was just exposing fraud, and then you see all of this hatred come at you for doing a giant public service for America, where the majority of Americans are super happy. I'd say 99%, but then you have that crazy 1% that just gets super upset because they're the fraudsters.
That's crazy. By the way, how can Nick Shirley afford 24-hour security? That's sort of suspicious to me. Does he come from wealth? I would imagine he probably comes from a wealthy family. I mean, Nick Fuentes can't even afford 24-hour security, and he's way richer than Nick is supposedly supposed to be. Nick Shirley. I don't know how he can afford 24-hour security. That's just not cheap. Let's look at him speaking in Congress. This should be interesting. By the way, leave this dude alone. If you're doxing this guy and you're trying to harass this guy, do me a favor and get a life, okay? This dude's like 19. He's a fucking kid. Leave this dude alone. We will not accept Nick Shirley slander here in the chat. This is bullshit. He's just a kid.
You see, and today I will be testifying in front of Congress. How this works is I will be testifying
Officer Tatum gave him a security team, Jason Tatum. Is that true? I'll have to look into that.
Right here, each person will have 5 minutes to testify. And then up here you have all of the congressmen and congresswomen. They also will have their time as well. And I'm going to be talking about the widespread fraud that's been happening inside the United States and in Minnesota. As you guys all saw, I exposed the open and blatant fraud that's taking place inside of Minnesota. And so therefore I'm here to testify about that. And what will happen is each one of these congressmen will have then 5 minutes to go and ask me questions. And there'll be a clock on one of these screens, and for 5 minutes I have to answer all questions that are directed to me. It's almost like a shot clock in a basketball game where you have to go until the timer runs out. And really quick, the quality leering hoodies are live on the website, Shirley Defense. You can go ahead and get it in the link in the description or in the pinned comment down below. And now let's testify in front of Congress.
Mr. Shirley, you're recognized for your opening statement.
Awesome. I'm here today to speak on behalf of all hardworking...
This is such a W for YouTubers, by the way. This is a massive win for independent creators.
Law-abiding, tax-paying citizens here inside of the United States. I've helped bring to light widespread fraud that's happening inside our nation, and we the people have had enough of our hard-earned money going towards fraudsters as if it's no big deal. As I speak here, I want to ask everyone a question. How much do we trust when we pay our taxes it's going to benefit our nation? People erupted during the Boston Tea Party over just a few percentages as they believed they were being taxed without representation. Nowadays, we have the representation, but do we trust our representatives?
Yeah, I noticed the hoodies for sale, by the way. I'm not trying to pocket watch, but bro's got to be making bank right now. No, I'm not pocket watching. It's just objective fact.
My name is Nick Shirley, and I made a 41-minute video that I posted on platforms like X and YouTube. My video received over 100 million views, and it created instant change within our government. As the federal government launched investigations and departments such as Health and Human Services froze over $185 million in child care funding until businesses can prove they are legitimate businesses. I actually became aware of the fraud that was happening in Minnesota in June of 2025 as I was there for a separate video in Minnesota and started reaching out to me, asking me if I was making a video on the fraud. I said, well, what fraud? And this lady, she was a real estate agent, and she says, well, I'm having a hard time selling my properties because people are curious about these assisted livings that are popping up next door to some of the houses that we're buying or the home health care clinics that are popping up, and we don't know who's next to these houses that we're trying to sell.
Quality Leering Center.
And I said, well, I'm not going to come and make a video if I don't have any proof. So therefore, I left Minnesota, and I continued to look for fraud in the best way I could. And as I was getting my own information, a man by the name of David reached out to me and he said, hey, I have been investigating this fraud for years now. I have been driving by these child care centers. I have never seen a single child, and I have received the information from the state of Minnesota as to how much money these places are receiving. I said, great, let me come to Minnesota and we'll make this video.
That David guy, by the way, the old man who was featured in the original report that Nick did about the Somalis, that guy deserves almost more credit than Nick. I'm not going to say more. I'll say equal credit to Nick because he basically put the facts in Nick's lap. He literally says he's been researching this for years. He gave all of the documentation. He literally handed this story to Nick on a silver platter. And I'm not saying Nick doesn't deserve it. I'm just saying, like, that dude deserves a lot of credit.
About potential fraud that was taking place inside of Minnesota. We go to a daycare, and I'm instantly surprised by what we see. We arrived, and it was an industrialized building, and there was 2 daycares registered at that daycare, at that building. And the first thing I noticed is all the windows are blacked out, and there's no footprints in the snow of any children. There's no playgrounds or anything that would make it look like it's a child care. But above me, a sign read, open 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. But there was nobody there. The doorbell did not even work. And then we continued to go to other daycares, and we noticed the same pattern. No children, blacked out windows, and one daycare, a learning center, spelled Quality Learning Center instead of Quality Learning Center. They had received $1.9 million, yet with that $1.9 million, they could not even spell Leering right on their sign.
Leering Center.
Governor Walz has said he's been fighting fraud in Minnesota since 2019 and said the
By the way, that was a big fuck up. Whoever had that sign printed and approved, you know the Somalis are pissed at that dude. Whoever did that Quality Leering Center sign, that's a big fuck up.
Stops with him. However, how long would it take for you to notice $1 million leaving your bank account and not knowing where it's going? That's essentially what had been happening in Minnesota for years as billions of dollars has been misplaced. And meanwhile, while people like Governor Tim Walz call people like me a white supremacist, delusional conspiracy theorist, he actually decided to drop out of re-election because I believe of how deep and extensive this fraud is. Thank you very much. Since my reporting, the HHS department froze over $185 million, and to this day, not a single business has been able to prove proof of legitimacy. How fast would you be proving that you are a legitimate business if you have children to actually feed and to take care of? You'd be sending in that paperwork instantly.
Somebody in the chat says the new Charlie Kirk. I don't think he's the new Charlie Kirk. I think he's honestly, I think, just a guy who cares about America. But he doesn't have, like, I don't know. He doesn't have the stage presence of a Charlie Kirk. I don't think he's here to really debate anybody. I think he's just here to expose fraud. I think he's just a really conservative kid who loves America.
I made this video.
But that's kind of what Charlie Kirk was too, to be honest. That's why I get so surprised when people, I still can't believe people were happy Charlie Kirk got shot. Because it doesn't matter what you thought of his political leanings. Like, when you look at a guy like that, to me, this is at least how I see it. When I see, like, the passion in Charlie Kirk's eyes in those videos when he talks about making America great and, like, making it better for people, I just don't know how you could be happy that guy got killed.
Document the widespread fraud that has been taking place, as I truly believe all fraud is bad. And people like me, my generation, we're sick of seeing tax dollars go towards fraud.
Hi, Teresa.
We just want to have the same opportunities that our fathers and our grandparents had. And when you see people making millions of dollars by committing fraud, it upsets everybody from all age demographics. And so I hope today we can have a good conversation, and I think we can all agree that fraud is bad and that fraud is fraud. And I wish the best for our country, and I think that's what needs to be happening, is to crack down on all forms of fraud. So thank you for having me, and God bless the USA.
Well done, actually, I gotta say. Nice opening statement. Let's see how he holds up under questioning now. This is very interesting too, because this tells me the direction that we're going as creators. I'm very curious to see, like, what our role is going to be as things continue to intensify. And it seems like the role of independent creators is just becoming bigger and bigger, because there's actually a lot that we can do. And here's the thing. why is a 19-year-old kid doing more to uncover fraud than the government? Why is a 19-year-old kid with an iPhone doing more to uncover fraud than these television networks? Like, you have networks like CNN, MSNBC, ABC. They have hundreds of millions of dollars of funding. They've done fuck all to expose anything. All they want to do is air negative about Trump, call everybody they don't like a Nazi and a fascist. They've uncovered nothing. Why is a 19-year-old kid with an iPhone doing more work than the U.S. government and organizations worth hundreds of millions of dollars?
Mr. Shirley, now I guess investigative journalists are known as right-wing social media influencers.
Shout out DA.
So can you confirm how many daycare centers you personally visited in Minnesota during your investigation?
During that first video, we went to around 7.
How did you select those facilities? I know you said earlier footprints in the snow, but how is it that you identified those facilities to go to initially?
So the man David in the video, he had the daycares with the CCAP funding, and we just simply drove around Minnesota and around Minneapolis area.
Took a lot of
I'm seeing in the chat, CNN was more interested in debunking what Nick covered. Exactly. They only cover it when this dude covers it, and then they want to talk about how he's wrong when he's not wrong at all. Exactly. Why is this falling on him?
Courage to do that, I would imagine. Probably more so now than what it was when you initially did it. 100 million views, you said.
Yes, over 140 million views on X alone.
So what was Mr. David's background? How did you connect with him, and how did he call you, or did you reach out?
He simply is just a man in Minnesota who has a passion for his city, and he's been seeing fraud taking place for years. And out of all the thousands of messages I get on Instagram and other platforms, I just happened to read his, and he provided me the information, so I gave him a phone call.
And then from there, just went to those different facilities. What was probably the most interesting thing as you were doing this? I think I saw the video. We watched it, and it looked like there was a number of facilities like in the same building.
Yes. So in one building, there was, I believe, 3 daycares, and there was no children. And they were all receiving CCAP funding for separate daycares. There's one daycare we went to that one day it was closed by the government, and then that same day it was reopened underneath another name. And they both received CCAP funding.
So how many daycares are there in Minneapolis we think are fraudulent right now? Mr. Shirley, any idea?
Yeah, MG, how can you debunk something that's all on video and documented? I'd be curious actually to see what CNN even said. Maybe I need to look at that next. Like, how are you going to try to debunk facts?
Are the amount of money total? You get any idea on that?
Well, they've frozen over $185 million, and not a single business has been able to prove that they're a legitimate business yet.
It's 185 million for sure that we know.
Mr. Shirley, thank you for your testimony today and the work that you've done. Americans hear these numbers of the fraud that we have, and whether it's 10,000 or 10 million or 10 billion, sometimes the numbers, you almost become desensitized to it. And so the way that your video was able to show people the fraud sort of in real life actually happening, I think opened a lot of eyes and has helped to catalyze a level of scrutiny that we really should have had before. So you mentioned in your testimony that you think that what you discovered in Minnesota, that this is not isolated to that state, but likely exists in other parts of the country as well, correct?
Yeah, that was the point I made before we play his answer. I made this point on the stream the other day. If this is just in Minnesota, and we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars of fraud, imagine the number if you were to add up the fraud in every single state. And even Elon Musk kind of talked about this. Now, I know the difference between state fraud and, there's different levels to fraud. When it's on a state level, it's different. When it's on a higher federal level, it's different. But even Musk, I think, was shocked by the scale of fraud in the United States. Imagine if you were to add up every single dollar that is fraudulently being given to organizations in the whole country. It might be bigger than the deficit.
Correct. What makes you think that?
Well, now you're seeing, since I've posted that video, lots of other people have started to go to other locations, for instance, in Ohio or in Maine or in California. They're also seeing the similar fraud take place in other daycares, for instance, in a lot of other locations.
Yeah, I have a particular interest in California, being from that state, and we know that there's been a lot of fraud. There was $32.6 billion that's been confirmed in unemployment insurance fraud. There's 1.2 million fraudulent community college applications. Have you gotten any sense, or have you seen any signs there that sort of are similar to what aroused your suspicions in Minnesota?
Yeah, and fraud in California might be worse than the fraud in Minnesota.
What makes you say that?
Well, $24 billion went missing for homelessness. They've been trying to build this train for
$24 billion missing for homelessness. And you know what? I believe that too, because having done my own research, all of these homeless organizations, they're actually the people who want homeless on the streets the most, because they're making hundreds of millions of dollars for this homeless initiative, solving nothing. So imagine if you're making all this money for a problem. It's almost like when people say they actually have the cure for cancer. They're making all this money's coming in because of a problem. If you solve the problem, there's no more money coming in. So do you really think the people who are dealing with homelessness in California, making hundreds of millions of dollars, are actually invested in stopping the problem? Because guess what? When they stop the problem, the money stops coming in. They're actually more invested in keeping the problem going than they are stopping it.
Say that.
Well, $24 billion went missing for homelessness. They've been trying to build this train for years, yet there's hardly anything to prove for that. Fires.
Yeah, those are good points. So you look at let's run through a couple of those, because I mentioned the areas where we have confirmed fraud, but then you also have these areas where you have so much spending, and then we look at what results from that spending, and there's nothing. So $24 billion in homelessness, and yet the homeless population went up. And a state audit found that they couldn't even figure out where the money went or what the outcomes linked to that spending were. Is that something that is kind of a red flag for you?
Yeah, it's a major red flag, and you don't even have to be smart to be able to know that.
But why is he the one bringing this up? Like, this is your job. All the people in Congress, this is your job. Why is there some random guy walking in teaching you how to do your job?
That's a red flag.
Well, unfortunately, our state legislators haven't managed to figure that out, or at least the governor hasn't. So what are you saying about him?
They're not smart. No, but yeah, I mean, it's so obvious, and that's what we saw in Minnesota, is how complicit the government has been in enabling this fraud to happen. Quality Learning Center had over 90 violations, yet they continue to give that daycare $1.9 million.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Wow.
That there's the political accountability just hasn't been there, and that's what enables it to continue. So then you mentioned the high-speed rail as well. So there has been about $18 billion spent so far. No track has been laid, and not a single passenger has ridden the train.
No track has been laid for an $18 billion train project. How is Gavin Newsom still involved, by the way? Why is he not in jail?
So there has been about $18 billion spent so far. No track has been laid, and not a...
This is an insane fact.
So there has been about $18 billion spent so far. No track has been laid, and not a single passenger has ridden the train. So when you spend $18 billion on a train and there's no train, does that raise suspicions for you?
Yes.
So you think that might be something worth looking at?
For sure.
We also had a $650 million 911 service that they scrapped after 6 years, so absolutely no value from it. Maybe that's another example where there might at least be questions.
I think you got a lot in California.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to seeing what you find. We're certainly trying to use whatever tools we have here to bring more accountability in California as well.
Mr. Shirley, have you seen any evidence? You said twice today that $185 million of recipients, not one of them has been able to demonstrate that they are a legitimate business.
No, in fact, they're actually actively suing the HHS to prevent handing over any information.
Right, so they don't even want to give the information that would be required of an audit, that would be required from a separate independent investigation. They want a court to intervene and enjoin and prevent them from having to respond to this kind of investigation. Is that correct, Mr. Shirley?
That is correct.
Thank you all. Appreciate it. We are adjourned.
So we just finished up the hearing, and honestly, I'm a little disheartened by how it went, because you had the Democrats on this side, you only had one man show up. While these people are congressmen of the United States, they're actively getting paid for a hearing, and they actually don't even show up. Just the fact that these people over here are getting paid, but they don't even show up to the hearings. What are we paying them for? That's when I mentioned in my testimony, we
So
have
they're
these
doing more fraud literally as it happens. They're being paid to be at something they're not at.
representatives, but are they actually representing us? So, very interesting hearing today. And remember, quality Leering hoodies are available on the site, shirleydefense.com. You can go to the link in the description or in the pinned comment down below. And I hope you guys all enjoyed my testimony and what I testified about today.
I see in the chat somebody calling him an idiot. Bro, if he's an idiot, why is he doing more work for fraud than the government is? If he's an idiot, how stupid is the government?
Fraud is fraud, and we're going to continue to expose it. Thank you all very much for watching.
Like at a certain point, how much of an idiot are you if you're doing such good work? I don't understand that. But no, this is crazy, and I got to give props, dude. Like I say, I've been reaching out. I know dude is busy. We're trying to get the interview on this channel with Nick. I think it would be great to have him on. I think we view many of these things in a similar way. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And as I grow the channel, guys, I'm sure these things will happen. We're on the road to 100,000 subs. So if you want to chip in, please hit that subscribe button. Shout out to everybody who has already. We're almost at 100K. We're planning on hitting that before the end of next month. But no, this is cool to see. Look at Adam Carolla calls Gavin Newsom a psychopath. We'll play this since we're on Gavin Newsom in California. By the way, Adam, I don't know if you guys ever saw Adam's interview with Gavin Newsom back in like 2009, 2010. That was probably one of the best interviews I've ever seen with a politician. If you guys go back and listen to the Adam Carolla Gavin Newsom interview, goated.
Listen to his interviews. He does a strange thing where he is basically CEO and CFO of a company. And then you come in and you go, this company is gushing money. We're not turning a profit. And employees are quitting. And he goes, I know, I hate it too. I know. I originally was one of the ones who instructed this company not to gush money and to shed employees. And I'm just as upset about it. And then the person that's coming toward him goes, oh, you're upset about it? And it's like he acts as if he's not a part of it. Then he circles back and starts saying, you know, California's the fourth largest economy. We lead the world in innovation and tech innovation stuff. So he brags. And then when someone raises their hand and goes, what about the homeless problem? He goes, nobody's more concerned about it than I am. I've been trying. I have to fight each city's legislation to try to get these things. And all of a sudden, it's like you're allying, but he's really a sociopath. And he has no thoughts in his head. His thought is, I want to be in power. And whatever that means, it'll be like, I want to be the commissioner of football. And if that means saying I'm a huge Steelers fan, I'll do it. And if it means saying I'm a huge Rams fan, I'll do it. And I'll do it in the same day. I don't care. I want to be the head.
Adam Carolla's been shitting on Gavin Newsom since before it was cool, by the way. So, like, whenever I hear something from him, I think we can totally get behind it. But yeah, look, at the end of the day, Gavin, how long can a governor be governor of California, by the way? Should we ask our friend at ChatGPT? I don't like to always go to ChatGPT, but we'll go to it for this one. Just real quick. I'm too lazy to type it. Let me ask it. How long can somebody be governor of California?
In California, the governor can serve a maximum of 2 terms, and each term is 4 years. So in total, someone can serve up to 8 years as governor.
What happened to his voice? What happened to the voice? You guys hear that? It got possessed or something. So Gavin is not the governor now, or what's the deal? Is he the governor? He is the governor. I could have sworn it's been more than 8 years. When was... Okay, so hold on a second. When was Gavin Newsom elected governor?
Gavin Newsom was first elected as governor of California in November 2018, and he was inaugurated in January 2019.
Ah, so I guess he was just involved. He was involved before then in different things. Interesting. But yeah, terrible politician. I can't believe it, by the way, when people say Newsom should be the president. I'm like, how brain dead do you have to be? Literally, look at the management of California. Actually, the mismanagement, we should say, not even the management. Look at the mismanagement of California and how terrible that state has become over the years. Just literally a steady decline over the last 5 to 10 years. and then tell me this guy should be the president. How stupid can people be? That's the type of shit that just makes me laugh. Let's take a look at some other stuff, guys. Let's see. We got Sneeko. I keep getting pulled back into this drama with Sneeko, man. I can't stop reacting to it, guys. It's addictive, these dramas with the streamers, man. So addictive, but I can't get out of it.
You know it. Everybody knows it. These people are cry.
I don't want to get banned either, though. I don't want to end up with these guys. See, these guys are in a lot of trouble. That's the thing. These guys are in a lot of trouble, and I think Sneeko is just starting to realize how much trouble he's in, and he's sort of spiraling from it. But they're playing with some dangerous shit, and I just want to make it clear. I'm not trying to cross over to that side with them. Sneeko attempts to clear his name after the Tate brothers send their lawyer? No way. Oh, it's up. It's up now.
Here's a lawyer. We have a lot of things to cover. I have to clear up my name right now. I'm not even trying to farm drama. It's like look, to whom it may concern, neither Andrew or Tristan, he spelled Tristan, bro, your lawyer spelled your own name wrong, are in the slightest bit anti-Semitic or religiously prejudiced. Wow, good job. They talk about how racism is cool and all this stuff, but look at them. They're not the slightest bit anti-Semitic. Wow.
Why do all these streamers want to be anti-Semitic, though? I don't understand this. I really don't understand. Why has this become such a thing in the streaming space that everybody's competing to be the biggest anti-Semite? It's just shock value, I think. Like, when did this become part of the streaming culture that everybody just wants to be involved in this?
We have never observed any anti-religious or religiously intolerant views from either of them. Whoever decided to set them up by playing the song in question and film it being played is not working towards unity and is certainly not acting as a friend. They're saying me. Tristan called.
Well, I love how everybody involved just threw Sneeko under the bus, by the way. These guys are dirty, dude. Literally, Andrew Tate, Myron, Nick Fuentes, all these dudes kind of looked at each other and they're like, yeah, it was Sneeko. Why is everybody throwing Sneeko under the bus?
Adam Sosnick, PBD's sidekick, and said, Sneeko made me listen to it. And look, I'm not even going to say who played it in the club. It wasn't me. You know, some people have footage around. I'm not going to play it because I'm not a snitch. I'm not going to rat or whatever. The footage is out there, but it's just not me. I played it in the Sprinter van. Yeah, it was. And then other people got the idea too. I remember when I was trying to find the song, a couple other people were like, "Oh, I know what song." Everybody knew. Everybody. So yeah, I mean, but yeah, it was me. It was me in the Sprinter van. It wasn't me in the club. I'm not the fucking DJ. Like. Anyway, I know you guys I'm kind of repeating stuff, but got to clear this up. We would go so far as to say that such a person is deliberately acting to create further legal issues for the Tate brothers. Their lawyer's trying to say that I'm trying to put them in jail.
Oh my God.
Or the person that played it is incredibly stupid. Yeah, your clients are so stupid that they couldn't just turn off the song or ask to. That was so much stupider. They should have just folded right there in the moment. And we would have been like, yeah.
These guys are in so much trouble for playing a song. I love how nobody's even as concerned about Kanye making the song anymore, by the way. Nobody cares that Ye made a song literally called HH. They're just mad at you for playing it now. Nobody's even mad at Kanye.
He texted me. Myron texted me. But we don't buy the stupidity argument here. To justify all this under the grounds of free speech makes a mockery and sabotages those that really do need free speech in the world. Bro, hey, Tate's lawyer, we all need free speech. We all need free speech. To justify this under the grounds of free speech, you see how now this rhetoric is going to destroy the First Amendment? This is going to destroy free speech. This hurts people. You realize by classifying things hate speech, you don't have free speech. This is why the community here is love speech. We love everyone. You say these words are hurtful and all this stuff. We love everyone. I don't want to see injustice. I don't want to see genocide. I don't want to see Netanyahu, the modern day Hitler, and the Nazis continue to bomb kids. We love. They will insist that we hate speech to try to destroy free speech so that they can continue bombing and killing while calling us the horrible people. I had enough. Free speech is important. And Tate's lawyer, after all the years of them fighting the feminists and debating this, now we don't need free speech. I understand.
Bro, Sneako's spiraling, man. And listen, I'm never going to get on here and talk bad about a streamer who's bigger than me because I think that's a really bad look. That's not my vibe, and I don't even actually want to talk bad about Sneako. I actually like his content a lot. But he's spiraling, and it's pretty clear to see that all of these guys right now are spiraling, and it's like the snake eating its own tail. The red pill movement right now is literally, they're eating each other. People on the outside who have been opposing them don't even have to do it anymore because the guys who wanted Andrew Tate to fall and go down and Sneako to fall and Nick Fuentes to fall, they're actually just tearing each other down now. Their opposition doesn't even have to do it. They're doing it themselves.
Not their word specifically, but it is their lawyer. It is cleared by them. Thank you for the 10 super duper division. The L lawyer W Sneako. Well, we'll get into more. There's a lot more to see. It is well known by all those that were present that the Tates are mid-judicial efforts to shut their free speech down in various jurisdictions. So this was not the action of a friend. So goes the old adage. With friends like that, who needs enemies? Oh, I'm a horrible friend. Am I? I'm a really, really bad friend. I'm a really, really bad friend. Okay, let me show you something then. If it's so hurtful and everything, then what's this about? Andrew Tate posted this today.
And I folded like a lawn chair.
Folded like a lawn chair,
I
right?
love how Andrew Tate keeps trying to like post racist stuff now to like make himself cool again. After he got totally cucked on Patrick Bet-David. Did you guys see the Patrick Bet-David interview when he sat there with his hands in his lap, you know, and got scolded by Patrick Bet-David's team? Did you guys see that? So embarrassing. Andrew Tate, so embarrassing. And I actually happen to like Andrew Tate, to be frank with you. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to dislike him to virtue signal. I think he's hilarious. But in that Patrick Bet-David interview, he came across as such a cuck. If you're going to do something, just stand on it. Why would you apologize if you meant it? And if you're that, you know, brazen, and if you're going to, you know, post a Burger King crown, just stand on it in the beginning.
And what's this about? Andrew Tate posted this today.
And I folded like a lawn chair.
Folded like a lawn chair, right? He's wearing the Burger King hat, right? Do you guys know why he's holding this? It's because this is a meme where a white guy was on the plane and started saying the hard R. He's like, oh, look, I'm the edgy guy who says a racial slur. Actually, no, you're not. You folded when it came to anti-Semitism. Don't try to be here and talk, I'm the base guy. I'll say the words you don't want me to say. What the fuck is your lawyer talking about then? And what are you talking about on the PBD podcast, saying it's retarded and that you're horrified and you wouldn't listen to that song? You don't get to wear that crown. That crown here, this Burger King.
You don't get to wear that crown. These guys value racism so much. They're like, that crown is a sacred crown. And only a true racist can wear a Burger King crown.
And that you're horrified and you wouldn't listen to that song. You don't get to wear that crown. That crown here, this Burger King crown, is for the top G. Take it off.
No.
It's my crown. It's my crown.
You don't get to wear that crown. You're not a real racist. Somebody told me that you're not a real racist. You're pretending. You don't get to wear that crown.
Stole that shit. You see? This is him trying to get the dissident right to, because don't play both sides like this. You can't serve two masters, just like the people who have dual allegiance to the Nazis in Israel. You can't play both sides. You can't be like, oh, we don't need free speech, and this song was hurtful, and then also put on the hard R crown and be the edgy. No, it doesn't work like that. Now you can't make edgy jokes. Now you can't make fun of races and make fun of people around the world. You can't. You can't make fun of feminists. You can't make fun of I'm misogynistic. I'm a human trafficker. It's gone now. You don't get to. You lost that privilege. I'm top G.
Sneako's actually mad though. Like, Sneako, why are you mad? Did he think these guys actually liked him or something? Like, dude, even me as a viewer, I knew Andrew Tate didn't like this guy. I don't think they ever liked him. I don't think any of these guys are even friends. Sneako actually thought these guys were friends.
What did Tristan say? Is this from his lawyer as well? Yeah, it is. So Tristan quote tweeted the lawyer. If I can find it, it was just here.
But I got to say, the Tate brothers suing somebody for racism is actually crazy. I'm not going to lie. It's pretty crazy.
To whom it may concern.
Because they say ridiculous shit all day. Like, the idea that Sneeko is the one making them look racist is an insane point to make.
Tristan says, we would go so far as to say that such a person is deliberately acting to create further legal issues for the Tate brothers. Or the person that played it is just incredibly stupid. This is true, says Tristan Tate. I will be watching these clips back in a British courtroom one day where people get years of time for free speech violations. It's cool though, the guy got his clicks. Who are they talking about when they say the guy? They're not saying the guys, they're not saying everybody there. One singular. It was one fall guy. Who the fuck was it? Are they singling somebody out? Are they trying to make somebody responsible? Are they trying to point and call someone the evil, destructive Nazi? Even though, I mean, ironically enough, in that PBD podcast, they're bragging about how I have tech teams in Israel. I do business with Israelis. I have a tech team in Israel. So you do business with the modern day Nazis right now, but you're going to point at me and say I'm horrible for listening to a song? Thank you for the 5, even the Avengers of the Civil War. It's not the Avengers, bro. It's like, this who's real and who's fake. Well, let's see if maybe I'm being emotional, perhaps. Maybe I'm just exaggerating. So this guy says, Sneeko's a snake. It was done to set them up. I've never trusted that fake loser. Tristan Tate says, seems that way. Tristan Tate's calling me a snake. And I responded, ironically, 33 likes. I responded, I'm going to ratio you with my alt just because I can, Top Goy. They can change your name. I get Top G. You can call yourself Top Goy. Top Goyim. I get Top G now. With my alt account. Light work. Nigga. Light work. This stuff is, they're not happy about that. But anyway, it's very clear. Like they're singling me out. You have it in 4K proof. It's not just like here. It's 100% them trying to throw me as the fall guy.
Yeah, the Tate brothers are running scared, though. That's the one thing I will give Sneeko. The Tate brothers are running scared. And Andrew Tate even put up this weird cryptic tweet, which I don't know exactly what it's supposed to mean. You guys can maybe tell me what you think it means. But Tate is running scared for sure. Listen to what he says here. This is today. He tweets out, "There's a reason that Ye stopped. You don't understand. Nobody has correctly identified what happens if you tell the truth. There's a lot before death." Like, what is that supposed to mean, dude? Just literally running for their lives.
Right? And it's because the justification is, oh, we have legal issues. We have legal issues. One thing, who was speaking up more than anybody else, any other streamer, anybody in Gen Z, when they were locked up? More than me. More than me. When they went to jail, all this. Who was speaking up all the time? When they were house arrest, all this. Me. Did you see a word of thank you, of gratitude, of appreciation? No, you didn't. Did I mention it? Who cares? I did it because I thought it was the right thing to do. I didn't ask for it. I'll say what's right regardless because that's what I'm going to do with my voice. Not a fucking peep. Now they're facing more pressure, right? And so am I, apparently. What do? They throw me to the wolves. Me. You know why? I don't have enough money. I don't have enough monetary gain as a friend. I'm just clouded enough to where shitting on me publicly is puts me in a fall guy position, but I'm not clouded or rich enough to want to be your friend regardless and to look in the other direction. That's where I'm at. That's my position. That's why the community here loves speech. This is why it means so much to me. And time again, if you've watched my content over the years, you've seen this happen how many times? I'm just clouded enough people can use my name for clicks, you can make money shitting on me, but you don't make enough money being friends with me because I'm speaking about the IDF, because I'm saying free Palestine.
That's a pretty good point, not gonna lie.
And explaining what it is. This puts me in a difficult situation. Or being my friend, it's, what do you get?
Damn.
And so now when people expect me, like, okay, they're facing legal issues. They could go to jail. This, that, in the UK and the US. Fuck you.
I don't trust Tate. He seems like the type to hire people to assault you. Be careful.
Yeah, maybe.
You're the new top G now.
I don't care. You want me now to go keep on defending you? Okay, when I did all that, I took all, you see how much heat that I face? When I was speaking up for them when they were locked up? Oh, all the attacks? You think that was good for my reputation? It's in my fucking Wikipedia. Part of the reason, if not over 50% of the reason that I'm banned everywhere is because I was standing up for them. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Meta gave me everywhere. Snapchat, banned everywhere. Partly because I platformed Nick Fuentes before it was cool, but also because the Red Pill Manosphere and the Tate Association, misogyny. That's why I was banned on TikTok and still am banned on TikTok, to defend those fucking guys that are throwing me under the bus right now. And so now you want, this song is deliberately this, you should have just known. Fuck you. Should have said, hey, where was my support? Where was
Bro, there's no support because the industry is fake. Dude, how old is Sneeko? Have I been doing this longer than Sneeko? Like, why do I know more about this business than him? Let me see. Sneeko age. I might be older than him, actually. Oh, we're the same age. So maybe I have been doing it longer, though, still. I don't know how many years Sneeko's been doing content. I started at 10 years old. I've been doing it for 17 years. Sneeko, these people aren't your friend. Okay? I don't know where you got the impression that the Tate brothers are your friend or that they care about you or that they care that you defended them. They don't. There's no friends in this industry. You ever heard the Drake song? Maybe refer to it. No friends in the industry. This is a true fact. And look, nobody's going to come and save you when you're getting canceled in this business. And especially if they could throw you under the bus to stop themselves from being canceled, they will do it with gusto. They will do it with enthusiasm. They'll literally grab you by the back of your shirt and the back of your pants and throw you under the bus like a fucking Looney Tunes cartoon and watch you get run over because this business is full of fakes. And I've learned it myself. Look, in this business, guys, I've literally had people who've told me we're family stab me in the back. I've had people who told me we're brothers for life turn their back on me the second it was convenient. And that's because in this business, you're only as good as what you can give to somebody. It's very simple. And I saw a phenomenal clip last night and I put it on my private story. I'll play you guys the clip now, actually. This basically sums up exactly what Sneeko's talking about, and this is what everybody needs to understand if they're in this business. Take a look at this here. I don't even know who this guy is, but he was on DJ Vlad.
Everything is fake. They only love you when you're at the top.
But isn't that true just in general?
It is, but people don't believe it because we love to believe in the facade. We love to enjoy the facade. Even if the love is fake, it still feels good, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
It's hard to remind yourself on a daily basis that people only like you for what they get.
People only like you for what they get. Couldn't have said it better myself. It reminds me of The Sopranos when Tony is going to collect money from all the mobsters and the one guy comes up short. And he tells him, you know, I like you, but you're only as good as your last envelope. You're only as good as your last envelope of cash, and you know that, he said. So, Sneeko, you got to understand, these guys don't fuck with you, man. And this is why, for me, I don't fuck with anybody, dude. Why do you think I'm here streaming just me? Do you see me in a streaming collective? Do you see me with anybody? I don't fuck with nobody because they don't fuck with me unless they're getting something. I have nothing to give them because I don't fall for it. And you can enjoy the fake love. Look, I've enjoyed a lot of fake love. I used to have girls who liked me, telling me my content was great before I figured out the recipe when my content used to suck. I really like your podcast. My podcast was shit. I had 2 views. But that's what they'll do. So you can't be falling for stuff when you're in this business. You gotta wise up.
My support. Oh, you never been to jail before? Yeah, I'd never been to jail before. What, so now I owe fucking loyalty to people that never showed anything back? Thanks for the 10. Trust, I fuck with you, but you really could have taken this behind the scenes earlier. They fucking went public. Bro, you saying I could have taken this behind the scenes, I thought it was cool. Like anybody, bro, the Tate brothers shook my hand in my face, smiled, said there's no beef, there's no issue. Then there's backlash. 3 days later, they go on the Patrick Bet-David podcast and say it was all my fault. Even after the club incident, after the whole shit happened, when we were saying goodbye, did anybody say, hey, you shouldn't have played that song? No, they said, hey, I'll see you in New York. Great to see you. Shake your hand, look in the eye. No
That's because they were being phony.
No remorse about the song. It's all on stream. I'm not leaking anything. I'm not snitching. This is what happened. But now they saw backlash, then they fold. Business deals, it's a risk, then they fold. Could have taken it behind the scenes. They don't fucking go rat on me to PBD's handler behind the scenes. Sneeko did this and Sneeko did that. What do you mean I could have taken this behind the scenes? It's public now and it's them. I'm defending myself. Thanks for the 10. Why does Myron and Nick act like we still need Tate? Respect, Sneeko. I appreciate it. They got their, like they're friends this time. I'm not going to get between that, bro. More people are texting me. Can you guys leave me alone? Please stop texting me. I don't care. There's more. There's a lot more to get into.
Ideas through Congress.
Bro, he's crashing out. It's a crash
I saw this
out.
on my timeline. I don't know if this is real. Unconfirmed reports that they're flying to a mysterious invite-only fight club. Maybe this is an old picture. I don't know. This is probably old. Oh, it seems like this is a scam. Yeah, and it's just, and you see this. It's like, and after all that, after all the shit, they still try to be like, hey, I'm edgy. I'm edgy. Look at the reply from DK. He said, the racist and misogynistic jokes don't work anymore if you draw the line at anti-Semitism and go on the Jew podcast apologizing for a song being played while trying to throw Sneeko under the bus. Facts.
No way.
Like, how are you going to, you try to be, let's see what the replies are. You got on your knees. Oh my God.
That picture of Tate is hilarious.
Literally no gag
I said,
reflex.
I don't want to go. I said, this is bullshit. They said it's Nick's first ever time. And I truthfully believed I could get in and out of this dump in 15 minutes without an international incident.
You still talking about Tate when there's a lot of people talking shit on you on Twitter and YouTube? Holy, who else? Like, bro, a lot of these people are irrelevant and just trying to get, the difference is these people, some people are trying to get clout. The Tates are far more famous than me. They're using me as the fall guy. That's the difference. What do you get? Some fucking Twitter accounts and like non-YouTubers that have no motion or sanction? Yeah, you're welcome. They use my name. It's okay. Have fun. Good luck with your AdSense. Thanks for the 10. We need top S merch. House will take over. The Red Pill Manosphere needs a new leader. Yeah, I'm like, this is why I'm telling you, I reject these ideologies. I would encourage people to too. I'm conservative. I'm Red Pill. I'm this. I'm out. Like all that. All I am, I believe in God. I submit to God. I'm a Muslim personally. Shout out to the Christians, the Jews, other people in here. But I'm a Muslim. I believe in La ilaha illallah, Muhammadan Rasulullah. I bear witness that there's only one worthy of worship, the Almighty Creator. And Muhammad was the final prophet. After Jesus, after Moses, Jesus the Messiah, after all the prophets. That's what I believe in. That's it. I'm a Muslim, first and foremost. That's it. Nothing else. You're going to say I'm a communist, I'm a Nazi. Nope. I'm alt-right, I'm red pill. Nope. Democrat or Republican, Islam,
This
third
sad
world communist.
because
Nope,
they
nope,
think
nope.
The Tates were being genuine with you at the party, but they are sacrificing a friend out of fear of the little hats.
All I am, I'm just a Muslim. The only I don't submit to anything else but God. Maybe that's why I don't have fear for this stuff like this. People say, oh, they're going to attack you this. It's like, but I don't live with fear. You know why? You know what we believe as Muslims, and you know why the Palestinians are so strong? Because if you die doing the right thing, like the Palestinians, if they die in warfare, fighting for the oppressed, then they go the highest rank in heaven. So how could you live? How could you be in this temporary life and have fear when you know if you're fighting for what's right, you get an automatic reward? Obviously here, I'm nothing compared to the freedom fighters. I'm a streamer. When people say you should live in fear of this stuff, no, man. If I go out telling the truth, not compromising my morals, not taking a gambling deal, obviously some people do, but that's just not what I believe in. Because if I go out doing that, then look at my face. That's a reward.
It's a shame to see. So look, guys, we're gonna probably catch up with some more of this tomorrow. Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. It's a shame to see, but this is what happens when you fly too close to the sun. And look, it's like they say, a fool learns from his own mistakes, and a smart person learns from the mistakes of others. That's why, as an up-and-coming streamer, about to hit 100K, streams doing similar numbers to Sneeko's and these guys, I'm just sitting here with my notes, writing notes. This is what not to do. This is like a college course for me. As a streamer who's coming up, this is a college course on what not to do, how not to conduct yourself. And I will be very sure not to make these same mistakes, because this is exactly a guidebook of what not to do and how not to react to a controversy. It's a shame to see. And let me just make it abundantly clear. I wish them all well. I don't wish anybody to have a downfall. I hope this all blows over and they can get back to their streaming. But this is a master class chat on what not to do and the situation not to put yourself in. So I will be keeping an eye on this very closely to see what happens next. Let me know what you guys think down below in the chat. We're switching locations tomorrow. We'll be back with some IRL streams. I told you guys I was going to leave Malaysia. I decided to give it one more week. So I booked a new spot for one more week. I want to go do some IRL streams. I want to take you guys on a food tour. It's one of the best food cities in the world. I want to show you guys the nightlife. I want to show you guys some of the caves and like some of the different stuff. So at the end of the day, we're going to give it another shot. We're not quitters. I wasn't really vibing with it out here, but I feel like I need to put some more work in to try to get the best out of Malaysia. If I'm all the way here, I feel like we got to experience it. So we're going to go to the Batu Caves. I'll give you guys a street food tour. We'll do a couple streams that aren't just desktop streams. I don't want to do desktop streams every single day watching clips. We're going to do them multiple times a week, but like I don't want that to be my only thing. We have a bunch of interviews coming up as well. I have the streamer who confronted Vitaly coming on tomorrow. Actually, the day after tomorrow, because it's 3 a.m. So the day after tomorrow, the guy who confronted Vitaly in the Philippines for harassing them is going to call in now that Vitaly's been released. We have different rock stars coming on for interviews. I'm hitting up some of these streamers as well to see if they'll call in. So listen, shout out to all the new people. We got tons of content coming. We're on the road to 100,000 subscribers. We're about to get my first YouTube plaque. So guys, hit that sub. Thank you for showing love to everybody. And like I say, bro, we're working our asses off every single day. 4 a.m. right now. Working my fucking ass off. And guess what? I'm not even going to bed. We're going to do some client work. Because look, this is what I think. Anytime I feel lazy or like I don't want to work, Andrew Tate's live. Sneako's live. Nick Fuentes is live. Candace is live. How the fuck am I going to sit here and tell you guys I want to be number one if they're going to be live and I'm not? There's no such thing. There's no such thing as not working every second. If you actually want to be number one, that's what you do. If not, then just shut the fuck up and fall back. I don't want to hear about how you want to be the best if you're not working. So we're putting the proof in. We're putting the work in. The results speak for themselves. So shout out to you guys. Thank you for being here on the journey. Can't wait to